Send in the clowns. Those daffy, laffy clowns. Send in those soulful and doleful schmotes by the bowlful clowns. Send in the clowns.
They're already
Oh man.
All right, let me get Mike in here. All right, let's go. Hi, everybody. We're getting set up.
Well, at least there was that.
Yeah, at least we had that. All right, Mike, turn on your camera.
No, oh yes. We'll always have,
No, I'm too ashamed.
always have Paris.
Oh, we got a purple. What? No, what color is this color? I can see it.
Thank you, Jacques. Thank you. We'll definitely get to that. Don't worry.
What color is that super chat?
Magenta? I don't know.
Magenta? Sure. I don't know what color it is.
Magenta,
I'm colorblind.
Aruba. Ooh, I wanna take you.
Let me just get the stream deck set up here.
I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna tweet.
Hey,
Magenta.
you guys hear me?
You guys are not hearing that? They're hearing that, though?
Hey.
Yeah, they're hearing
I
that.
don't know.
Just gotta get the Go Excel router. Go Goxler routing.
Hey, you guys hear me?
All right.
We can hear that.
Wonderful. Wonder bar.
A wonder booth.
Various day life. All right, everybody. I think we could probably just get started. Mike, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All
But I
right.
feel low.
All right. Did you tweet
Oh,
it?
yeah, I haven't checked the mic. Talk.
No, I mean my camera angle.
Oh, yeah, I can fix that. I haven't really looked
Oh, I
at
thought
that.
you meant your emotional state.
Well, that
Well,
goes that same.
yes, same, but can't. I don't think there's anything
literally
Jeff can do about that. You can play the Send in the Clouds video and get it by
That
God.
man is dead.
There we go.
That helps. Thank
Yes,
you.
it makes you feel better.
What did we learn today, Palmer?
Oh, let's freaking go.
Is that Bless?
That's less on the because on the Disney thing you can say fucking. So he
Hey,
said,
Oh,
Sean.
let's freaking go.
Let's freaking go. I bet he's
I hope
talking
there was
about
an
a farming
outtake where he
sim.
said fucking.
All right, let's do this. I'm gonna.
The queen is
Hey,
dead.
you
All right, I'm gonna count us in, and we're gonna start. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Where's my... Did I have my thing open? I did.
"Mm-hmm." That didn't sound.
Yeah, let's go. Woo!
Hell yeah! All right, here,
Wow.
here it is.
That man is
5,
dead.
4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog,
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
and we are the last of the Nintendogs.
Woof, woof.
Today, there was a Nintendo Direct, and we are going to talk all about it, Jeff. People are also going to talk about their favorite Nintendo announcement of all time, reveal. Let's get into this, Jeff. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Let's get it out of the way. What do we have to say
There was-
for ourselves?
There was no Wind Waker. There was no Twilight Princess. There's no Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
I was really convinced that there was Wind Waker and Twilight Princess was going to be there. When I heard about the Direct, that was the context I heard it in. So I felt very confident. And then once the Direct itself got announced, I felt even extra confident.
Right. It was like
So-
it was all kind of mixed together. Like things were getting a little conflated at that time because we heard that, and then I was hearing separately that the Direct was happening. It's like it all kind of felt like part of a big whole. The big thing here is we made a mistake.
Yes.
That happens because we didn't confirm this. It was kind of a newish source, and we just didn't. We got out over our skis, and it's the kind of thing where you get excited and you want to share things with people, and it seems pretty certain, and it all lines up, and it sounds right. That happens all the time. Every time that I have gone out on a limb like this, and you and me, Mike, whatever, together, every time I've gone on a limb, it's always backfired. Whenever we confirm, whenever we make sure, whenever we're certain before we say something, never a problem. But we just got a little bit too excited, and we made a mistake. And
you were trying to back me off the Wind Waker Twilight Princess cliff, and I was like, no, I'm pretty sure.
I could have pushed harder though, and I could have. Once I started thinking about it and knew we didn't have it confirmed, I'm like, I should have just put up my foot down and said, well, you know what, we definitely need to say we don't know it's going to be there for sure. But it was easy to talk ourselves up. It was easy to get hyped up about it because also it just made sense. It's weird that, and we'll talk about the direct. Well, this is not just going to be us apologizing. Mostly it's going to say thank you for still showing up and watching. Thank you even if you're here to yell at us. I get it. I really do. But we'll talk about everything. It's weird to have Tears of the Kingdom, the new Legend of Zelda game, come out May 12th and not just slot those Zelda games in between now and then. It makes a lot of sense. But we heard it. It was wrong. We shouldn't have said it unless we confirmed it. It's that simple. And so I'm sorry. I wish I wouldn't have done that. And we're going to try to do better in the future.
I am also, I feel pretty bad. I feel bad. People were let down about it. This is the first time I was out on this particular limb, Jeff, and it wasn't a great feeling. I know that feeling of yours now.
Yeah.
I was hardly able to enjoy the direct, and I was like, why isn't this happening? Why isn't it happening? It wasn't a good time. And look, I don't want to be sympathy,
no, most people
here.
Are being very nice.
No,
actually.
And I've criticized people. I've made fun of people before too.
Right. Yeah.
It's fine. I can take the lumps a little. We're
gonna take our L here. It's every time I say something now, I expect this to come up, and I think that's completely fair. We should not have said it. It's that simple. So, that said, Mike.
Yesterday was great. Back when it was like, oh wow, we're riding high, victory lap.
Yes, exactly. And and. It's weird, but it's like, I don't know. Part of me still wants to be like, Metroid Prime it should be coming this holiday still, but whatever. No one wants to hear that.
We can't say it's like I understand we've lost our credibility in speculating about these three games anymore, and I completely understand that. It still seems so weird to me if these just don't come out. But now it's like I get it. I don't blame you for not believing anymore.
I don't want to hear myself talk about it anymore. Yeah. So that said, why don't we go over what was in the direct? And if anyone has any questions, of course, if you want to touch on it in a super chat, why don't you get to this one from Joaquin real quick, Mike? Or should I read this one from Joaquin?
You read it. I don't know what it is.
Okay, let's see here.
I know we got one from Uriel way back before the show even started and whatnot.
Actually,
there's a few that came in.
It might take me a second. Let me get Stream Elements up. It'll be just a second, Mike.
Right. I'll give you a second. Well, I'll just bask in the failure here a little bit longer.
Yeah, how's it feel?
It wasn't great, Jeff. It sucked.
It sucked.
I know. I mean, like you said.
What'd you do right after the direct? I just went for a walk.
I doom scrolled, which was the mistake. I read every mean thing people said to me. Well, it wasn't even mean. There was a lot of I'm just disappointed. Like, how could you do this? I'm crying. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
All right, this is from Jacques Saban. I hope this direct was not too stressful for you both. In my book, you were both were spot on the week. The possible delay of the direct in the UK. It's always difficult to nail the content. Nonetheless, you guys are still my favorite games journalists. And that's Jacques sending over 50 euros. So shout out to Jacques. Thank you. It's nice to read that kind of stuff.
Look, I want to say it was a full L for me, to be clear. I want to take a lot more responsibility for this than Jeff did. Jeff still knew about the direct. He knew about It Takes Two. It makes me upset that I'm ruining. I hope I'm not hurting your kind of credibility, Jeff. And people are already throwing those lines out like, oh, Jeff's lying and he's always wrong, which is just so absurd with the stuff like Hideo Kojima and a million other things. Even GoldenEye, which you've been talking about forever.
I knew what we were doing. I could have stopped it. I didn't. So it's at any time I could have been firm, but I wanted to believe too. So equally guilty. We know better, and that's the thing that's very frustrating. Is we just should not have said it. We just got caught up in it. It happens. I'll say that a lot of the info for this direct seemed all over the place. Like, I was not the only one saying Metroid Prime. It's like frustrating that didn't happen. I'm like, that's why I'm like, I wonder if Metroid's still going to happen. They just didn't want to talk about 4, so they moved it around. But that's me just being wishful at that point. I have no idea one way or the other. So, but yeah, no, I knew what was happening. I don't think that you should take more responsibility than me. We were both there doing the same thing. So, yeah. Thanks again, Jacques, for that, though. It was, and we're going to do our best to just always kind of put on an entertaining show. It's a lot easier to just, like, shoot the shit and talk about this stuff and hope people kind of come for the personalities after a while. And you see why so many insiders don't do this very long, right? People, they take that tag for a little while and then they get burned down on it real quick because it's all stress. And what is the reward, really?
There's not much of one.
There's not, because most people are going to find out this information for real when it gets announced by the companies themselves. So what are we even doing it for a lot of the time? So we'll do our best that when we get information where we feel like it'll explain what is going on in the industry and help you understand more about how games are made and why decisions get made, we'll still bring that stuff to you. But when it's just trying to guess what is in a direct, I never actually thought that was a good idea and just got caught up in it. So, but thanks everybody for tuning in. Let's do this. Lesson learned. Damn right.
Yes, we'll get to the other super chats but before the end of the show. Don't worry. But yes, let's change gears. Let's talk about the direct and what was there. I'm kind of going in order of importance here, Jeff, not in order of let's timeline. Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom did in fact get a name. It also got a release date, May 12th. So it is still coming out in that spring time window. It didn't get pushed back again. We got a kind of surprisingly brief trailer to go along with this. Like, I don't know why. Like when do we get that E3 2017 Breath of the Wild trailer for this game, right? Like that incredible trailer that like really got everybody pumped up. When does that trailer land for this one?
Yeah, it's a good question. I wonder, do they does this show up in another general direct, or is the next time we really hear about this game just in the Breath of the Wild 2 direct? The direct that is just like 20 minutes of stuff about this game. The actual Zelda blowout. There you go, everybody.
The actual Zelda blowout. Yeah. What do you think about the name?
It like is growing on me. I think it's weird and interesting, and I have no idea why they said the thing about how this is going to make you completely understand what the game is all about. I don't know what is it all about. What do you mean? But it's like, here's the Kingdom.
That was a lie.
Yeah.
We should know about lying.
Exactly, right? We invented it. It sounds very much like the name of a fantasy novel, like more so than like a lot of Zelda games before. It feels like they are just embracing the idea that this is just a fantasy series, and it feels like like a George R.R. Martin book almost. Like it feels like it has that same sort of naming convention. So I'm really into it. It's really working for me.
Yeah, I like that name a lot. I like that they kept the convention. Yeah, it is, I have no idea how they thought this would give anything away. It's hilarious to think that this is why maybe they were being skittish about the whole Queen thing. That's funny.
Yes, absolutely. And you could see how that would play. Like what we did hear about that, and again, with this stuff we weren't making up, it was as soon as the news was coming out that she was about to die, in a way, it was like we need to figure out what to do with this. And that is strange until you hear that name, because everyone at Nintendo America would have known this name and would have been like, okay, we should do something. We should have a plan for this, right? And that's what happened. And they came up with a plan, and the plan was not to delay it. In the end, it was to just not stream it in the UK. But yeah, Tears of the Kingdom does sort of like, feels like it's a direct reference to that. So you could see why they would make those decisions. But I mean, I like it. I think The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, it's like I'm getting used to it still, but it's a good, strong name.
Yeah, I am still calling it Breath of the Wild 2 sometimes, but it's a good name. I'm excited for the date. Again, the trailer itself, not much there. That was a little, especially if they were ending the direct with it, and I get it. It is Zelda. You don't need like this big trailer to make it the final thing of your direct. It does feel like we've had a lot of directs that have ended on this game now, right? So. Yeah,
I mean, this is the longest between any mainline Zelda ever. It is.
It's weird.
And it's going to be like, getting into May, a really significant distance between that and Breath of the Wild. And so the build up for the game is going to be massive. I am hoping that it's going to be able to live up to most of the hype. I really doubt it's. I mean, I doubted Breath of the Wild. I like doubt this way more actually, that it'll be able to live up to the hype.
All right, next one here is Fire Emblem Engage. This is the one that leaked. We've seen the picture of this Pepsi protagonist before. This is the next mainline Fire Emblem game. It's coming out January 20th. The gimmick this time is that you're kind of calling back Fire Emblem heroes from the past. And the whole Engage thing, as you pointed out on Bombcast, I don't even know how that didn't register with me, but like getting married, engaged.
Right. They focused a lot on like wedding bands and stuff, rings, and like the characters were like being bound together by these rings, and it's like, oh, they are just playing this up. To me, I mean, listen, I like Fire Emblem sort of no matter what flavor it comes in. I prefer my Fire Emblem to be very much, yeah, they're not just becoming best buddies on the battlefield. They are gonna get married. They are gonna get married, and there's gonna be things that happen because of that. Whether that was an awakening because they had kids or whatever, and those kids could come back, or if it is instead something what seems like it's gonna happen in this game, where they get special powers that you can unlock by having these rings. Whatever. I am super into that.
There's something about this that seemed a little off to me. I had to be honest. I don't know if it's because the whole just bringing in past Fire Emblem characters is a bit Fire Emblem Heroes-ish. It's a bit, not desperate is harsh, but it feels a little like a cheap in terms of mechanic. Let's just bring back all the ones people like. And also, the anime voice acting, and of course there's always anime-style voice acting in Fire Emblem games, it seemed out of control in that trailer. There were just a lot of grating voices that I was hearing there. So, yeah, I mean, I like Fire Emblem. I'm sure I'll like this. It didn't immediately resonate with me the way, say, Three Houses did, where I immediately got like the hook. They're like, oh, these three different paths, and it almost looks like they're kind of like, it almost seems a bit more realistic-ish, and this one seems very much in the like anime Fire Emblem side of things.
Yeah, it's you're right. If we get to this game and the cast of characters is primarily the old characters coming back, and that's where a lot of the interactions are going to come from, that will be a little bit disappointing after Three Houses having such a strong cast of there's so many people in that game to really fall in love with that, you know, the game I played and the cast of characters that I liked, you probably don't even know most of them because you played a different house, and all of those were just as strong, and that's what that game is known for. So I hope that this game still can match some of that energy.
Pikmin 4, Jeff Miyamoto came out. He just kind of talked about the Mario movie for a second.
Yep, he said
just to remind us.
To threaten us once again, yes.
Yeah, it does still exist. And he talks about Pikmin Bloom just to make us all sweat a little, I guess. Speaking of desperate, that seemed kind of desperate, right? Like, hey, please play this game. It's Niantic. You guys love Pokemon Go. It's like that, but with Pikmin.
Yep.
But then he did actually announce Pikmin 4 is coming next year, presumably later next year. We didn't get much of a look at it. The things we did see, sort of a closer to the ground camera angle is maybe optional. The setting looked like it might be in a park as opposed to just the straight up wilderness.
Right.
And he kind of promised this one will be easier to play than any of them before.
They've been
Jeff,
moving in that direction.
Pikmin?
Yeah, they've been moving in that direction with Pikmin 3 Deluxe by making it easier to play. Honestly, it was the big thing that Pikmin 3 Deluxe did. It really streamlined the way that you could play that game so that it is, you could take on all the challenges without having to think too much about how to get the Pikmin to do what you want to do. So if they are doing even more with that idea and putting the players in interesting new environments, I'm very excited. I love Pikmin. Pikmin 3 Deluxe is one of my favorite games on the Switch now, even at this point. So the idea that they're actually following this up with more is surprising. I mean, I know we've heard about it years and years ago, but that was like 6 years ago. So the idea that this actually came back, Miyamoto actually was the one to come on stage and talk about it, that was pretty shocking.
I'm sorry. Xbox Killer he's been bombarding it, and now it's just like with the super chats, and now Chai's just like, oh, my super chat didn't go through. They've been going through. We're gonna read them later. Yeah, calm down.
Once you reach a certain threshold, we'll start reading them. Keep it coming.
Keep going. Yeah, if you do 10 more. Nintendo Switch Online is getting more Nintendo 64 games. Pilot Wings, Mario Party 1 and 2 are all coming in 2022. Then next year we're getting Mario Party 3, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, 1080 snowboarding, Excitebike 64.
Yeah.
And then big one here, GoldenEye is coming, and it's going to have online play. There's a lot to parse here, Jeff.
Yes.
First off, I'm glad they finally did just announce a bunch of these, even though it still seems like we're getting monthly releases here.
One a month, and it seems like now maybe they've corrected this somewhere, maybe they've said something else, but the way it was presented when I looked at it in either the email or wherever it was, it seemed to say that we would get Mario Party 1, 2 by the end of this year, and then Mario Party 3 at the beginning of next year. As in, Mario Party 1, 2, and 3 are coming out 1, 2, 3 months in a row.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would be bad. That'd be a bad way to do this. That
would be awful. I'm not even I want the Mario Party games on there.
Sure, me too.
But not if it's the one thing we get a month. I have Mario Party Superstars now.
Has a lot, not a lot of, but some of those boards.
Yeah.
Pilot Wings is very cool, but then 3 months of Mario Party and then 2 months of Pokemon Stadium. So if those games aren't your jam, it's going to be half a year before you get around to something like 1080 snowboarding. Maybe that's not how it's going to work, but it seems like that's what they're saying.
Yeah, maybe. I hope not. Maybe we're getting 2 a month at least going forward. That would make this a lot more digestible, but I can't, I don't really want the only game in January to be Mario Party 3 after I just got 2 of them. We'll see. GoldenEye, though, finally announced, coming to Switch. The interesting thing here, Jeff, is that, you were saying, we're getting the ROM version, basically, of the 64 version on this, and then Xbox is getting a remastered version.
And I was always guessing when that was a prediction that's how it would work. I'm glad to see that's how it came about, but that was always just a guess. The weird thing, though, Mike, and I discovered this on the Bombcast Live.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm because I just assumed, no, of course the online multiplayer's in the Xbox version. And chat's like, Jeff, stop. No. I'm like, no, what are you joking? I went to look it up myself. It's not going to have online multiplayer on the HD version on the Xbox One or Xbox Series X and S, whatever you're going to play it on. What? Why? Why is it exclusive to the ROM on Nintendo Switch Online? That's great. Listen, I'll play it, but that's crazy.
Well, but the online play on Switch, it's not going to be this thing with it's just going to be split screen multiplayer, but with people how they all work on NSO.
Right, where the ROM just sort of exists in in its original state, and the game connects to Switches as if they are both N64 controllers plugged into the same TV. And so it's this, jerry-rigged situation. And listen, it's great. I like it. It works really well for a lot of those games. But it's just going to be that split screen and online multiplayer split screen. So you're going to have that tiny little corner. Imagine playing this on a handheld. You're going to have a quarter of your... I wonder if they'll give a zoom-in mode or something like that. It's going to be weird. This is a weird situation. I don't fully understand it.
There could be some enhancements. I know people were looking at what they showed of Pilot Wings, and it looked like it was running at a better frame rate than ever did in the original. So something. But I mean, how could this be? Did Nintendo literally say, yes, you can do this, but only we can have online multiplayer? That's the only reason I could see why the Xbox version wouldn't. But why would Microsoft even agree to that?
Right. Why would this is technically Microsoft's game. Do they own the trademark now or something? I can't actually parse the legal ownership or whatever, but they all have a hand in it. Nintendo was always the stick in the mud about making this happen or preventing this from happening way back in the Xbox 360 days. So when Nintendo was going to Microsoft and saying, hey, we would like to get Banjo-Kazooie and maybe some other things onto Nintendo Switch Online, although I am noticing not a lot of other rare games other than GoldenEye here on this list. But when Nintendo said, hey, can we get some more on Nintendo Switch Online? They're like, okay, yeah, but can we make GoldenEye happen? Why then does the Xbox version not have Xbox Live support? It's really hard to understand.
It seems bizarre. Other thing here that's maybe a little surprising. No new consoles for NSO, Jeff. It looks like we got another year of Nintendo 64. And maybe that's why they kind of swamped us with all of these different games coming to it all at once. But no Game Boy, no Game Boy Color, certainly no GameCube, which neither of us really ever believed.
Right.
But that was a rumor that was floating out there. Are you surprised?
Even when Nate, I was on his podcast where he was talking about that, he's like, listen, I'm hearing that, but I'm putting this in prediction because I can't confirm that or really even believe it. So it would be I'm not too surprised. It's a little bit weird that it is the sort of reset period for Nintendo Switch Online, where you would expect them to be like, okay, everyone originally got a subscription at this time of year, so maybe they'll be deciding about whether or not to re-up their subscription. Let's give them more. And the more was probably GoldenEye. That's probably what they thought would be enough. So, but still, I think it would have been nice to have GoldenEye and Game Boy, especially with like Pokemon Stadium coming and then not really having those classic Pokemon games available to play. And of course, you probably wouldn't be able to make them communicate with each other, but still.
Well, you could if you like, put some work in there. But yeah, I don't know.
Right. Yes, exactly. If you would do the work, but I meant Nintendo's not going to do the work. So that, yes, in that world where we live in.
I'm just sorry. I got to do this. Xbox Killer, you're screaming at us to take the L. I don't know how we could have possibly have more straightforward and humbly taken the L. Jeff changed his name on Twitter to an L.
That's why I'm an L now.
Do you want us to cancel the show? Did you want me to bend over and spread my asshole for you? I don't know what you want. Don't know what you want.
All right, I'm doing it. Okay.
Look, you already were showing tits on your Twitch stream. You may as well now.
Apparently that's allowed now. I don't know. I don't get it.
All right. Next one here, Jeff. Octopath Traveler 2 coming out February 24th. This one kind of got leaked a little bit right before the show started. We had ideas was happening. Makes sense. Octopath Traveler 1 was a hit. They straightforward addressed the main criticism of that game, where these 8 stories never intertwined. And they basically said, the stories will intertwine now.
Yes.
I was like, okay. I know the first one was inspired by Live Alive. Like this one, it's really like the Live Alive influence is really there. You can just see it pretty plainly, which is fine. Which is
good for what Octopath. It's probably the thing that solves Octopath Traveler's problems is taking more of a cue from something like Live Alive. I think the HD 2D is looking as good as it possibly can in this game, and they've announced something for January. Now they got something for February already. They filled out the last half of this year. They're already filling up the second half or the first half of next year. So it's neat to see this happen and to see a game like this like get a sequel. So yeah, I'm at least interested on that front. I think I'm gonna, like I said on the Bombcast, I'm gonna play Live Alive first, and then I'll see how I feel about maybe getting into an Octopath Traveler 2.
Live Alive rules.
Yes.
I love Live Alive. So absolutely do that. I think it's also shorter and just a bit more easily digestible than an Octopath Traveler, and presumably its sequel. It Takes Two is coming to Switch on November 4th, like you're saying. So there's that. Tales of Symphonia remastered next year. Jeff, Tales of Symphonia was a game I actually played on the original GameCube.
Yes, yeah.
I liked it a lot. And then Tales of Vesperia got a remaster on the Switch that I absolutely loved. So this is cool. I was kind of hoping we would get a remaster of Tales of the Abyss, which is a PlayStation 2 one that people really like that I just haven't played yet. So that was just a selfish thing there. But this will be nice. I might check this game out again. And, I think this is still the Tales game people think of most a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think so.
It had a remaster of some kind, I think on Wii or something already. So nice to kind of give it another look there. I'm glad they're not even bothering with including its very bad sequel this time.
Right.
We just need the original. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, February 24th,
One of the bigger surprises, I think, actually. Another Kirby game. I guess I was like trying to like exactly understand what was happening. Is it a remake or is it a whole new game?
No, so this is a remaster of the Wii one.
Okay.
At the end of the Wii's life cycle was when they made this 4-player co-op 2D Kirby game. And it's actually the engine that all the 2D Kirby games were based off after that. So the 3DS ones and Star Allies. People like this one. I actually missed it because it was sort of a later Wii release and I kind of didn't care anymore at that point. So I'm kind of happy about this. People like this one. I like Kirby. This will be fun. I'm almost surprised that we're getting even a remaster. We're getting a new Kirby so quickly after Forgotten Land.
Forgotten Land and Kirby's Gourmet Race. I mean, this is 3 Kirby
Dream
games.
Buffet.
Dream Buffet, whatever it is. Yeah. Really in quick succession. Listen, Kirby's awesome, so whatever. And this game is different. Like each of these games have been very different from the last one. And after getting, Kirby, the 3D Kirby, to get another 2D Kirby, it feels like, oh, this is fine now because we got the 3D Kirby. You could do this if you want, kind of maybe keep these things going side by side, even if it's a remaster, whatever. It's cool.
It sure makes it seem like they're not going to make another new 2D Kirby game. Whatever the next new Kirby game is, will probably be another 3D one.
I mean, yeah, that game sold really well, so yeah.
This is Radiant Silver Gun is like the Shadow Drop game that's out today. This is one of the more popular shoot 'em ups. Gosh, I should have written this down. I think this is Treasure actually, and I think they made it for the Saturn.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's good. Yes, this is kind of like, so if you like Ikaruga, kind of similar vibes here, just one generation earlier. I want to check this one out. I've been meaning to try to play more shoot 'em ups, especially the ones I forget. This is one that always comes up when people talk about the best in the genre, so I want to try this.
It's a very expensive game, Radiant Silver Gun,
Yes.
if you actually try to buy it. So this is cool. They should just do this more often. Like every couple of months, we should be getting like classic treasure games ported to the Switch. Like, yeah, this
like
is
Wario
fantastic.
World.
Like Wario World, exactly, a classic treasure game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I am going to get this, and I'm going to spend some time with it.
We got info on the first Splatoon 3 Splatfest after the game's launch. It's going to be from September 23rd to September 25th. What would you bring to a deserted island? Gear, fun, or grub?
I know what I would choose for fun, but at second there would be grub.
No, you obviously bring food to a deserted island. Look, Jeff, I'll just say it. It's funny that they say the word grub because of you.
Yes, of course.
This Splatfest fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does.
What the hell? This is the first one?
What is this? Gear, grub, or fun? Listen, obviously the obvious choice is grub. You go with grub, everybody. Team grubs, hashtag team grub. But how long do you think they spent trying to figure out like a one-word thing for each of these things? And it just feels off. They don't feel equivalent. Gear and gear versus fun is it like fun is a concept. It's not actually a thing you can bring.
It's just also, I think people would want to bring food the most if they're going to be thinking about their survival. Maybe gear if it includes like a fishing pole, I guess.
Is the implication that if I bring fun, I will starve to
I
death?
think maybe the implication is that you're going to have to spend more time scavenging for food and hoping for the best. I say you want to bring food. You want to bring wheat, like the Robinson Crusoe thing, and then you can start making your own beer and bread and all that shit. I don't know. It's this is dumb.
It's dumb, but also hey, Team Grub. There you go, everybody.
There you go. You know what to do. Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line is coming out February 16th. Jeff, I like the Theater Rhythm games. Obviously, it's just
500 songs.
There's a lot of Final Fantasy songs, Jeff.
Yes, so man, 500 songs though. That is a lot.
And yet I still need to like get their deluxe version or whatever to get the one song from Final Fantasy 9 I like somehow, but there it is. So that's exciting for me. This was one of the few games I was playing on my phone sometimes just because I liked to play my Final Fantasy songs. And Final Fantasy 14 was featured pretty heavily in the trailer there, so that's always good.
Yeah.
Hey, how about a Fist of the North Star boxing game?
This was
boxing.
A fitness boxing Fist of the North Star game. Sure, why not? Go ahead, do your thing. It's crazy that it's in a direct though. I'm like, I like Fist of the North Star. I've seen a little bit of it. The idea that it still rates so that when it puts out a fitness boxing game, it's going to be able to get in a direct is pretty wild.
Well, the Yakuza team made a Fist of the North Star game like 4 years ago or something.
That's right.
Maybe it's them still. I don't know.
They had another game.
I just wrote here. I just wrote farming. We had a bunch
there were
of
a
farming
lot of
games.
farming games.
There were. So we're getting a remake of Harvest Moon, It's a Wonderful Life, which is the GameCube one, which I actually have coming. Or actually, I think I already have it. I already own this game. So that's getting remade.
That was in the direct?
It's in the direct. It's Story of Seasons.
Story of Seasons. Okay, right.
Because remember, there's like a weird thing with that now. The games that are called Harvest Moon now is not really Harvest Moon. It's the games that are called Story of Seasons.
Help us out, Chad. There was Rune Factory 3 Special.
There was
Various Day Life.
Yeah, here's the original disc, by the way, for that. Various Day Life.
Incredible name.
The one with the something fantasy. It was like the 4-player one.
Harvestella? Oh yeah, and then a Fae Farm.
Fae Farm, yeah, Fae Farm.
Thank you, bananas ain't cheap. Yes.
Yeah, so, one of the better... I still think, like, if I'm going to play a farming game, even though I've already played it, I probably would just play Stardew Valley again.
Mm-hmm.
But, I know it's an easy thing to clown at, and it was sort of like, hey, this is maybe too many of these, but whatever. I'm not furious about it.
Oh, yeah. It's in there because these games work on the Switch, especially because... Animal Crossing did really well. Stardew Valley did really well. Of course, we're going to get a lot of these now. They're probably pretty easy to concept out and then execute. So that Fae Farm one looks like something I might want to do a Giant Bomb video about or something like that. That could be like a good unprofessional Friday. So that's cool with me, and I like the idea of doing that. And then, if I never touch it again, that's fine. I will maybe pick up... honestly, I would probably just go back to Stardew Valley, but... for the rest of these, I don't know if I hear great things about Harvestella. Maybe I'll check it out.
All right, Jeff, what did you think of the Direct overall?
I thought it was a pretty good show. That was a pretty good Direct. It was hard to extract my own personal agony from all of it and my own personal feelings of guilt.
Yes.
But when I do attempt to do that, it was a pretty decent show, I thought. It was snappy as always. There were a lot of cool announcements. Hitting stuff like Pikmin 4 and a new Fire Emblem. It's like, okay, yeah, those are among my favorite Nintendo franchises, especially when if you cross out Mario and Zelda, those are like in that top tier there. So it's cool to get more from each of those. And then I wish I would have saw more from Zelda, but honestly, getting that name and getting a little bit of a trailer showing a little bit of stuff off. It's like, okay, the next time we talk about Zelda, that is going to be like, here's everything about Tears of the Kingdom, and I'll be ready for it. That's cool. So that was a pretty good show.
I don't know how I feel about it. Again, it's hard because there's a lot of things going on with me emotionally during it. But, I think it was objectively a good show. A lot of the bigger announcements, Jeff, are things that don't really hit with me too much. I just haven't really gotten into Pikmin before. I'm like that one guy who doesn't like GoldenEye. And then even with Fire Emblem, like I said, there's like a weirdness to that for me for some reason. I should be very excited about the new Fire Emblem. For some reason, I'm like, something about that one seems a little weird. And there is...
It looks really good, though. I mean,
it does look good. And somehow, even though the system's been getting old, games have actually been looking better on the Switch. I've been surprised how much better Xenoblade 3 looks in Xenoblade 2, how much Splatoon 3 looks in Splatoon 2. Like, I'm no longer in that mindset, like, we can't possibly go on. I'm now like, no, these games will probably look fine for the, a couple of years, whatever it's going to be until we get an upgrade. That's fine. So, yeah, just for me, not a lot of Mikey stuff in there, but a good Direct, I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it could have been better. There could have been some other games in there, like Metroid Prime. So, yeah.
For sure are some I would have liked to have seen, Jeff.
Yeah, I think if those games were in there, that would have been like an unquestionably great Direct, of course.
Right, and it's like, it sure would have filled some things out there pretty nicely, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, and I am still looking forward to them doing something with Metroid Prime. But this company holds on to games for a very long time. Sometimes apparently they're going to hold on to it for even longer than you could possibly imagine. We'll just have to see.
Well, you've been saying that this Fire Emblem game has basically been done forever.
It has been done for a year, a literal year. It's been done.
Speaking of games that have been done, we also didn't get a new release date for Advance Wars yet.
Yep, seems like that's going to be just staying on the shelf for a long time too.
Yeah,
so
not even this year, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird company, and it is sort of futile to try to actually understand why they make the decisions sometimes. And so getting into the prediction and reporting on rumors, leaks stuff game is a tough one. So yeah, lesson learned, like you said earlier.
Jeff, we have a lot of super chats. Why don't we do a round of them now, then we can read the rest of them before the end of the show. How's that sound?
That sounds great. I am going to start from the beginning here. Actually, let me go to Stream Elements to make sure I actually get all of them.
Yeah. I think Uriel Delgado should be the first one from when you put the show up.
Okay. From Uriel Delgado, excited for Pikmin 4, but no ports of Zelda or Metroid. Yeah, we noticed.
I noticed. Thank you, Uriel. Thank you, Uriel. You're a sweetheart. You've always said a lot of super chats. Thank you.
Yep. Sorry about that. I guess I'll just say sorry each time. That's what people want. That's fine.
We do the Japanese bow thing soon.
Yes, exactly.
We get the call press conference.
Yes. Please be excited. We got a couple of people adding in new memberships. Let's see, Jadio Gorp re-upped their membership. So did Rigo Romero. RGT85 dropping the 20 said, I'm more upset I didn't get the Batman games Nate said I would. Yeah, that's the one. Listen, I don't even know if he said you would get it here, but he's I'm sure he would like those to get announced too, and just so you would stop bothering him about it. Joan Ruiz Guitar, RGT85, what up? Big fan of your channel. There you go, RGT.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Jacques, for that super chatter. That was very generous and very nice. Daily Beating says, I can't believe you did not predict Various Day Life. Another great entry into Square's excellent name genre. That's they dominate that genre. Absolutely.
For some reason, seeing it in like that Bravely Default logo is what really kills it for me. That's what I love.
Antonioni says, so what's the lesson here?
What have we learned today, Palmer?
What have we learned today?
Yeah. I think we got a bit excited and took a source a bit more not seriously than we should have. I don't there's a reason why I took the source seriously. It should have been probably double, triple confirmed and all that stuff.
Yeah, we should have just done it as predictions based and said, hey, we are hearing this.
We should have just never have been like, we should have just said, we know that a direct is coming. We should have said everything else is on a prediction side. I think my problem, Jeff, is that I had a 99% sureness of it, and I presented it as 100% because I was like, well, I may as well round up.
Yeah, exactly.
I should not have rounded up.
It's so easy to do that, right? It's so easy to do that. From Chris, what are the chances they were going to announce Prime HD today, but then pulled it because of all the leaks? We all know how spiteful Nintendo is. Scissor me daddy emoji.
As much as I like to think that they think about us like that, and that's how concerned they are, I don't think so.
I'll say that one of the things I heard had whispered to me is that maybe someone mentioned that Nintendo was telling other people that not all the leaks were accurate, and it was like when that got to me, I'm like, well, what do I do about that now? Fuck. So I like it had been days. I don't think that they changed anything because of that. The Axiom, we still love you guys. I'm excited for Octopath 2. Thank you, The Axiom. I appreciate that. Thank you. G-Man, sir, how much I need to donate to ban Mike from the show? Keep it coming. I'll let you know when it's enough, all right?
We'll let you know when it's enough. I'll take a break.
Jeremy G with the clown face emoji. Scrub and Baldy. Clown face emoji. Thank you, Jeremy G.
He just likes the name of this episode.
That's right. Nintenderek, keep up the good work. People were going to be mad whether you were right or wrong. Spoilers for advertising are apparently bad after all. Yeah, thank you, Nintenderek. Appreciate it. RGT85 with another one. 9/13, a day that will live in infamy.
Yeah, welcome to the darkest hour of the Nintendogs, everybody. You're here for it.
Never forget. Hashtag never forget.
Mm-hmm.
From Thrak, taking the L better than Nate ever will. Listen, I've had conversations about Nate. We both have a similar attitude towards this stuff where you just can't. It's a weird business to be in, trying to get information that people don't want to put out before they're ready to put it out, and it's tough to get that right. Grentilda's Bazongas, Grentilda's Bazoongas. No Fable, no Avow, no Elder Scrolls 6. Keep making excuses for Daddy Phil. Another L for Jeff. L Grubb and Mike. Miss Naughty.
Oh, damn it! No.
That's really good. That's actually
Don't
really
let
good.
that stick. Shit, that's too good.
Parentheses, love you all so much. Thank you, Grentilda's Bazoongas.
Thank you.
Mike, Miss Naughty. Oof.
Fuck.
Oof. Tasty Switch cartridge. No direct, no UK delay, no 007. Jub Graph equals liar. That's fair. Xbox Killer. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, here we go. Just stop and take the L, you clown face emoji. Wrong on Xbox/Nintendo. From Xbox Killer. You were wrong.
I still don't know what we're wrong about with Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know or care.
We sure did take that Nintendo L though.
From Xbox Killer. You were wrong on Xbox Live Free, Metroid, Zelda, Xbox 2023. 2023 hasn't even happened yet. How can I
that one, I can't believe he still slipped. We actually fucked up.
Yeah,
you don't have to bring that made up one in this time.
We got a real thing wrong. Why are you still pretending this other thing?
Oh my god.
From Xbox Killer.
Great.
From, I swear, Metroid 2022 to I didn't say that. I have never said I didn't say that. I did say that. If it does not come out this holiday, I will still be shaving my hair off.
I feel like he's in an alternate dimension where we came on here and downplayed everything.
Yeah,
He
just assumed because that's what he would do.
He probably just showed up late.
Right, exactly. Hey, no, this is all still coming off. If Metroid does not come out this holiday, everybody, it's going to Locks of Love. It's happening.
God.
So, hey, this isn't over yet. It's not over yet.
I will, in solidarity, if it comes to that, I will shave the beard off for real.
All right, we'll do that as a stream, everybody. That'll be
we'll do
content,
it together.
From
maybe we can at least get like a charity thing going.
Exactly. This will go to Locks of Love. I think my hair is just long enough for that, so we'll make that happen.
My hair is probably too wiry for that.
Yeah. Hey, listen, a little kid with a beard, absolutely, they'll want that. Put that beard here. Yeah, exactly. Ovaltine 11. Thanks, guys, for everything. It's okay. How does Nintendo not have any first-party releases this fall besides Pokemon? Breaks patterns. And then hashtag,
Bayonetta.
I want to believe Metroid. Exactly. Bayonetta counts as first-party. It's they're publishing it. So, and they, basically funded the entire thing. Big Fresh 37. Do you guys still like video games after today?
Yeah, video games are nice. In fact, playing Splatoon before the stream was one of the. I'm glad I did that. That felt better.
I played it right before the state of play and was having a good time. Although I kept getting kicked because someone would leave the match, and that was very frustrating.
That's too bad.
Yeah, that's a good game. We'll talk about it. From Tengu Ray, Jeff, most people want news from you, but I want you to force EA to make Iron Man do the one-wing angel in a boss fight in his upcoming game. Also, hi, Mike. I'll see what I can do. From the Xbot Murder.
Somebody completely different.
Yeah, went to a different account, I think, because apparently he thought his super chat stopped going through or something. Xbox has no games. You said 2023 will be empty. Wait, so did I lie about that, or is it?
Wait, okay. I thought he was mad because you said. Wait, what is he mad about with the 2023? That you? I think he thinks that you said there will be no games for Xbox in 2023.
In the second half of 2023.
Which, once again, I don't think you've ever said.
How would I not know that
yet? To find that he never does.
Right.
I don't know.
But then he's like, is that one of my lies? Then I just don't get it. It's fair. Whatever. Big Jimbo Ryan really wanted Abandoned to close out the show, but they still didn't have anything ready to show. Maybe at the Game Awards. I don't know. Thanks, Jim. Make it happen.
I finally forgot what Abandoned was for a moment.
There it is.
Finally come to that. Then I remembered.
From Mario Mitz, let's say I stop believing in the beef and the lies in the Cheddar Boys, and I go and buy copies of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the GameCube. Do they still hold up? Do you not have? If you have a Wii U, you can get those versions.
I would get the Wii U versions first. It has some nice quality of life improvements for both of those games.
I mean,
I'm sure you still have fun with the originals.
The eShop is dead on Wii U, right?
Is it, or is it you just can't add money to it right now?
It's about to be dead. Listen, Simu is an open source emulator. Go to town. GP Terps fan, you guys have to stop losing. You're driving Xbox into bankruptcy. Please think of the children. Yeah, we'll do our best. We'll see what we can do. Mario Mitz, love you guys. Saludos from Mexico. Absolutely.
Salute me, familia. That's probably not the right nationality at all.
Yeah, it's a me familia. Is that
I think that's Italian.
Yeah, I think so. I was gonna say it was Portuguese, but no, yeah, you're right. It's Italian. From Steven Sullivan, can you still see Twilight Princess Wind Waker released in 22 fiscal year to keep up with tradition, or should we wait until post Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? I mean, I could see them and imagine them doing a lot. Like in my dream world, they come back next month and they're like, and here is Twilight Princess and Zelda, all this, or in the Metroid, and we're sorry, Jeff, and that's the mini direct.
I don't know if I had the stomach anymore to guess when those two ports are coming out.
That's the real answer. Is I honestly just don't know anymore. It was we made a mistake.
So bizarre,
and so I'm not gonna sit here and try to like pretend I know more than I don't. I didn't know, so how would I know this time? My hope would be that they still get those out by like March, and that would be great because then people could play those, and that could hold them over until May. That makes a lot of sense. I think they should do that if That's all I'm saying. I think they should do that. We'll see what they end up doing.
Remember when you pre-ordered Wind Waker, you just got a disc that had like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on it or something? They will not do that here.
They will not be doing that here, no. From Puzz Solver, no, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess made me not appreciate all the good games at the Directs. I don't blame you. I blame me for taking a rumor to gospel. Thanks for the entertainment. Listen, it is our fault, though.
We did not present it as much of a rumor. You can totally blame us.
Yes, absolutely. And this is where I do feel bad, because people are like, that's the thing they want. Everything else sort of sours. I get that. Like, no one got hurt here. Like, this is not, it ain't that serious, but still, we ruined some people's afternoons. I'll take responsibility for that. It is weird. Like, man, Wind Waker has been out on 2 Nintendo systems, the GameCube and the Wii U, and those are 2 of its lowest selling systems ever. Why? Just put it out on the Switch. Let it find an audience for the first time ever. Just do it.
First time in forever.
From Luke Tone, don't take it the L's too hard, boys. Love these new time slots. Thanks for the content. Yeah, we're glad everyone could show up. We do appreciate that still. It's really nice. A couple more from Infernal Tim 1. After GoldenEye, which both of you had talked about multiple times, I forgot the Zelda HD stuff anyway. I promise I won't spit in Mike's Diet Coke regardless. That's very kind of you.
Appreciate it.
Alexander Reichert, Reicherter, sent in $5. Thank you so much. Joseph Schmidt, Jeff was right. Mayonnaise is a direct. That's a reference to the Bondcast today, everybody. And then another 2.5 from Alexander Reicherter. So that does it for now. Thank you all so much. If you have any more super chats, we will get to them before the end of the show.
Yes, thank you, everybody. All right, Jeff, we got questions from the podcast community here. Jotton says, hey, Jeff and Mike, today, the 13th, is my birthday. Happy birthday. The question for both of you is, what is the best Nintendo-related birthday gift you have received and or given to someone? I'm sure there must be examples here, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I got my nephew A Link Between Worlds for the 3DS before I think he knew he liked Zelda games, and it like made him realize, oh, I love these kinds of games, and it was like became one of his. It's like cool to give someone their new favorite game, right?
Yeah.
Like that was like it worked out. Then usually you try to give a game to someone, you're like, hey, I love this. I think you would love it too. It doesn't always. A lot of times people bounce off a game, so that's pretty common. So. To hit it so well with that, and for a game I love so much, that felt really good.
I'm like panicking because my brothers always get me really cool gifts, and I'm sure they've got me something Nintendo related, and I can't think of it now, so I'm terrified. For some reason, whenever I think about like getting video game things for birthday, what I remember is getting the All Real Monsters game for the Sega Genesis when we went to Pizza Hut for my birthday. And it was like the Pizza Hut with the checkerboard like tablecloth and the stained glass lamps and the red plastic cups, and there's a Frogger arcade machine. That's my core memory.
Is it gifts we got? Because if it was gifts, I mean, Nintendo.
Gifts got or received or give.
Okay, received. I mean, I got my NES for my 5th birthday, and it was I've told the story before. The over the rainbow where you had to go around the house and find all the clues until I finally got to the bathtub where the NES was in there, and then that was great.
Benji Glasky.
Core memory.
There you go. Benji Glasky says, "Hey Chodes. Initially, I had a dumb question, but in light of recent events, I just wanted to quote the wise Kanye West. I hate when I'm on a flight and I wake up with a water bottle next to me like, oh, great, now I got to be responsible for this water bottle."
Thank you for those words.
That was a good one.
Absolutely. I think about that a lot.
Jumpman says, are you aware of any guides on how to add HD textures to ROMs in a Steam Deck?
I mean, well, for like which system? Because I mean, you're talking about like Dolphin. Yeah, it's easy. You just put it in the right file on desktop mode, and it just works. It's that simple.
Dr. Seth says, hey, Jeff, I'm going to play as a slut Grubb, and Mike, Cranky Kong fucking died Minotti. First of all, since you probably already addressed the direct predictions on the show, just know this. We appreciate you guys, and we know that reporting on such a wild card company is an impossible task. Now, a softball question. What are your favorite non-Mario spin-off games? He said that on the 7th, by the way. He didn't know what was going to befall us when he said those nice things. So what's your favorite spin-off game that's not a Mario game?
I mean, it's probably Kirby's Dream Course, probably, right? Is that a spin-off?
I guess, I mean, hey, Yoshi's Island's a spinoff, so maybe that's the best, right?
Yeah. Yes. That's,
Even Donkey Kong
God.
Country is a spinoff.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, he said non-Mario. Shit, fuck that. Never mind those. How about the who's the Kamikaze Squirrel, the spinoff of Arrow the Acrobat? Maybe I'll say that. I don't know if it's real.
Not Awesome Possum.
Awesome Possum, I think, is an original IP, baby.
Not a spinoff. Okay, fair
Awesome
enough.
Possum is his own thing.
Oh, it was an edited message, Mike. There's going to be a lot of those tonight. Lol.
I see.
Fair enough. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Major Phazon says, "Hi, Cheeseman. Not a question, but a gripe. I play Mario Striker solo, but have a friend who's thinking of getting it with a cousin of his so we could play. How do I break it to him that we wouldn't even be able to play against each other online? This is what keeps the game at a lower rate for me. Hey, you could just take turns."
What does he mean? They won't be able to play against each other?
You can't do 3 players online.
Oh, he's saying 3. Okay. Oh, yes, right. Correct. Listen, the game could use a pass over with its online functionality for sure. I don't blame you for being bummed out by it.
Screaming Turbo Madden says, with all of these Mickey versus Mario popularity debates recently, to be clear, there's no debate. It almost made me mad, Jeff, that you were like trying to both sides that one a little bit. You were like, well, maybe Dan might have a point, or I could maybe see. No. Mickey Mouse.
I don't think I ever would have said the words, maybe Dan has a point. If I said that, I apologize. I definitely,
You just keep taking L's, Jeff.
Yeah, listen, I grew up hearing, oh, Mickey Mouse finally got surpassed by Mario as the most recognizable character.
That happened like that one time.
It was probably
a
like
lie.
20 years ago. It was probably, yes, sure. It just, I've heard it, so it's stuck in my head. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, for people who don't know, on something on Giant Bomb, Dan, we were doing a talk over the Disney and Marvel game showcase, and Dan was like, do kids know who Mickey Mouse is? And I got very indignant, as you can imagine. Anyways, Screaming Turbo Man said, with all of these Mickey versus Mario popularity debates recently, it got me thinking, many famous American cartoons, such as Tasmanian Devil and Mickey Mouse, appear on countless college and pro sport clothing for fans. It makes me wonder if Mario will ever be officially used for college sports and pro sports clothes. Grubb would love a Michigan Wolverine Mario shirt. If not, what about clothes for Japanese sports teams such as the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters? Yeah, it would make sense, but I don't think Nintendo's going to do it. Disney and Warner Brothers love marketing out those characters to
that's what those characters are at this point, is like marketing machines. Now, when the Olympics happened in Japan during the pandemic, if it had not been for the pandemic, Mario was going to be like the face of that, right? Like he was going to be like one of the central figures of their...
Well, when they announced that the Prime Minister or whatever came out dressed as Mario, right?
Right, exactly. Like, I mean... That's a global powerful character. I guess you're not saying that. It's just like, man, it seems...
No, I know. To be clear, I think Mario
seems real close.
Right, but I just think Nintendo wouldn't like license him out for that. I think there would be a big market for it.
I just mean in terms of like recognizability. I'm going back to the same argument again, Mike. I'm still stuck on it.
You know. Casual says, "Dear berries and cream lad." It's been a while on that one. I'm currently in the middle of packing for my upcoming move and found this blast from the past, a happy birthday card from the Swedish branch of Club Nintendo, wishing 9-year-old me a happy birthday. Hope this card of peach creaming Wario makes you smile as much as I did. Oh, I see. Peach is like making a cake, and she's just covering Wario with this oversized piping bag filled with icing.
Yes, she is.
Pretty
right.
good. These are like the Mario Party 1 renders or something.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, that Wario looks incredible. And like, and Mario and Luigi are like extra round.
They sure are. Beefhammer says, "Happy Tuesday, Jeff. Nintendo loves giving me heart attacks, Grubb, and Mike riding the coattails of Beefhammer to Splatoon 3 victories, Minotti. Now that we have the Direct, time to move on to more important topics. Do you guys prefer salsa or guac? It's a very important topic for the community. Please think about this carefully." Jeff, I say neither. I'm a queso guy.
That should be part of this, right? Or do you think queso just would win automatically? Because I think a lot of people really like queso. Salsa and guac, this is a tough one. I love both. I suppose I am more often in the mood for salsa, but when I want guac, I really want guac. I think I'll go with salsa. I think I'm gonna go with salsa. That's tough. That's tough.
There's a better Splatfest right there. Guac, salsa, or
queso.
Or queso. Man.
Maybe
Maybe they don't know about queso in Japan. They don't eat. They don't eat a lot of cheese in Japan, right? Am I making that up?
I'm gonna say what I always wish to hear from when someone doesn't know something. I don't know.
All right.
I
Well, then,
don't
Jeff,
know.
we
I
could
do
have
not
used a
know.
bit more of that.
We could use a
Maybe
little bit
couple
more
weeks
of that, huh? I do not know.
Hoff says, "Hey, dog, just wanted to check and see how you are both doing. Sounds like it's been a bit of a rough one with all the Nintendo Direct stuff responses. Hang in there. At least we got Pikmin. I don't like Pikmin." Thank you, Hoss. I appreciate it. I should probably just fucking play Pikmin 3 Deluxe, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe that'll cheer me up.
Can we get that on a game? The game club thing? Maybe we do that.
Maybe we can try to get. Well, next month's gonna be spooky stuff, and I still have to
Yeah, no,
actually
I know.
start Metal
It's gonna
Gear.
be some time, but you know, this game's
it'll
not
get
coming
there.
out till 2023. So
That's true. That's true.
also time again.
Just this guy, said, Jeff, when do you think the next direct is going to be? Be specific. And Mike, what's your favorite Disney cartoon series? For me, it's a toss-up between Gargoyles and Darkwing Duck. All right, Jeff, when's the next direct? Last year they did one, or this year they did one in February. We gotta get another one in February.
There'll be a mini direct next month. That is, it's a apology to Jeff Grubb blowout. So look out for that. Everybody. A blowout.
Somehow.
I said it again, everybody. Blowout.
This is semantics, but that blowout thing got attributed to me in at least one major publication. Just saying.
And and of course, even when I was saying, I was like, it should be a blowout, and it was just I didn't mean it that way. God, it was the fact that became every headline was pretty frustrating, even at the time.
DuckTales is my favorite. I like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers a lot, also though, for the Disney cartoons. Everything Disney Afternoon was pretty gold though. Nintendo Bro, hey Jeff, Silk Boxers Grubb, and Mike, definitely Whitey Tighties Minotti. To be fair, I did wear Whitey Tighties way later than I should have. I did not know that like the big boys wore boxers now.
Was
like
that
10 years
high
ago,
school
I
or
mean.
what?
Yeah, high school I was probably still wearing Whitey Tighties for
Okay.
sure.
I think I switched to boxer briefs in high school.
I didn't know any better, Jeff. Like, how would I have known
Sure,
better?
yeah.
I don't know. No one ever sat me down and talked to me about like hip underwear. I just wore
Right.
what my mom put in my drawer,
Yeah, sure. That's the life though.
Which male character should Nintendo put nipples on next? My vote is for Wario because they're definitely pierced.
Man, I did not consider that.
Ew.
Yeah, that's a lot to deal with, but he's
They're
probably
probably
right.
pierced, but they also probably got infected.
Yeah. Wario's grody pierced nipples.
Let's see it, everybody. There. So yeah, I guess
Wario's
I'm just gonna
nipples
agree
are
with you.
dead.
Wario's nipples are dead.
Yeah, let's go with Yoshi.
I mean, it'll be Marth. There's a very high chance we're going to see Marth's nipples in Fire Emblem Engage.
Right, there's definitely gonna be the bathing suit quest. Yeah.
Yeah. But they were showing the bathing suits for all the Xenoblade characters. What did you think about that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC character? I thought she fucking sucked.
I couldn't really tell who. I think it was a lot of content, and I'm like still getting used to that game.
Yeah.
I don't know if could tell who was the DLC character, but I think I noticed a character who I thought wasn't too exciting. I don't know if I thought she sucked.
Maybe I'm being a bit mean, but she seemed too ugly. She sounded obnoxious. You know what? She reminded me like of a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 character that kind of got just slam jammed into 3. I didn't like it. Yeah, the worst insult I could say. Pennywise. So, not gonna lie, I'm pretty damn sad. Once again, no Wind Waker or Twilight Princess. I was really, really rooting for you, Jeff. But after being burned so many times, I think these ports just aren't coming. Can we all agree that we will just never mention them again? Can we add it to the list of banned phrases? I just can't take this heartbreak anymore. By the way, not blaming you guys at all. Nintendo just loves to break our hearts. Also, thanks so much, Mike, for the Disneyland tips. Mrs. is feeling healthy enough. We are officially going the week before Thanksgiving. One day at Disneyland and one day at California's Adventure. You have fun. Hey, look, me and Jeff are probably not going to be likely to bring them up ourselves. If you guys want to bring them up still, like in Super Chat, whatever, we're not going to ban it outright. But
yeah, and we will be very walking on like thin ice with this stuff going forward. So yes,
the thinnest of eggshells.
Yes, when it gets brought up, we'll be very careful about all this stuff next time. And yeah, hopefully we still get them, but I don't blame you for giving up hope.
Mr. Bohr says, hey, Nintendogs, I want you to promise me that when I die, oh, no, this is going to go. Oh, wait, maybe not. Out of respect for me, you won't live stream the show and instead release it as a YouTube drop. The most respectful thing you can do. I thought he was going to do the, I hope you will lower me so you can let me down one last time joke.
It's good too, though.
With that out of the way, why do you think Nintendo held on to the name Tears of the Kingdom for so long? The speculation before was that it might reveal a gameplay mechanic, but less crying is how you play. That doesn't seem to fit to be it.
Is it a Super Princess Peach 2 game? Ooh.
I think they're just dragging their feet. I think they just weren't sure yet. And
I think they were just kind of like...
wanted to just... And also, they knew it was like an announcement they can hold on to for...
Right, it was part of their marketing campaign, but the one that we're going to hold on to until they're closer to when that makes sense. And now that we are, 8 months out, now is when it starts.
Turbo Sean says, Happy Tuesday, Mike. Minnie Mouse is dead. Minotti and Jeff about to be the first man to send his friend to rehab for GameCube addiction. Grubb. This message was it was initially a lot snarkier, but I just wanted to quickly say that I'm genuinely shocked at the shit people have tossed your way today over some freaking video game announcements, even compared to how the internet usually is about these things. You all are the best, and this community will for always have your backs. We love you both. So with that being said, where's Samus, you fuckos? She's dead. She's with Minnie Mouse in hell.
Right. Her last game didn't even sell 3 million copies yet, at least officially. So
Splatoon 3 has already outsold Metroid Dread, everybody.
Yeah. I'll say that I've mostly been ignoring it. It is weird because it is like what I said, it ain't that serious to see like people getting all that worked up over this stuff. But also you could kind of I always got the sense in the last couple months people were waiting for us to slip up, right? They were just ready to pounce when we messed up. And now that it's happened, those people will forget about it. Will forget about us, and it'll just kind of go back to normal, and we're going to be okay over here, everybody.
So it was a bit of a Mikey love fest for the last couple months there, Jeff. I was really riding high. I kind of came crashing down today.
Yeah, I think we got to just build ourselves back up the old-fashioned way. So we'll do some hard work. Exactly, we'll do some hard work, and we'll see what we can make happen.
I'll stream Shadow the Hedgehog.
Samus is dead. All right,
Samus is dead. Cheesy Taco says, Yo, Jeff and Mike, did you all have any concrete on Wind Waker and Twilight Princess coming Switch, or was it just a huge hunch? It was, I want to be clear, it wasn't a huge hunch. There was a source, and it came at the same time as the info for the Direct did.
So the way we heard it, too, it was conflated in, we'll get the name for the next Zelda. And I think that was being said at the exact same, it was all kind of mixed together. And so, it might have been that things just honestly could have just been our wires got crossed and this stuff was we just got it wrong, and so
not an excuse, but that exactly. is why I want you guys to know, like, I was not lying. I wasn't trying to
we weren't making stuff up, right?
It wasn't making stuff up. I really did truly believe it, and I really do truly feel bad about it. So that's why it didn't happen. Ed, no, Nintendo, I will not build a fucking farm. Having reassessed the situation following the Direct, I can't see anything but new hardware in time for Tears of the Kingdom's launch. He abbreviated it, Jeff, and it was weird seeing it abbreviated for the first time.
Yeah, someone abbreviated it in the in one of these super chats, and I actually struggled for a second to Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, there we go. Breath of the Wild is just it was instantly recognizable. Tears of the Kingdom, TOTK is a rough
take a little bit. I previously felt 2024, but it feels like they're getting ready to pull the trigger now, or is that just me? Can't believe no Metroid after the user and the GoldenEye announcement had the Metroid Prime icon. Nintendo do a little trolling. Apparently that user icon in every Nintendo 64 video has that Metroid icon. So that's just a coincidence.
Yeah, but yes, it's the way they did it though was so trolly. Goddamn them.
We're very sensitive about it. We're looking for it.
Yeah.
Jeff, my position on the Switch 2 or Switch Pro does not change at all. I still think absolutely not in 2023. I think 2024 at the earliest. Now, this does leave the question, if Zelda's not getting delayed this year, what is going to be the big 2023 game? Is it just Pikmin? It probably can't just be that.
No, you didn't have to do that, bro. Nintendo bro.
Yeah, Nintendo bro. Thank you so much. That was a really generous super chat. He said, just wanted to give some extra support to you two on a rough day. Thanks for you all. And you'll get an extra thank you. You really didn't need to do that. We really appreciate that.
Everybody. Do, though. We do. Thank you.
We do. You know, You know, it was rough, but you guys are fantastic. You all showed up today, and it really is incredible. And it is super appreciated.
It definitely is.
But yeah, I don't know. Your thoughts on Switch 2, Switch Pro?
Yeah, I have never heard one thing or another on the Switch Pro. Never. So it was. I've always just been guessing based on other information, and then the circumstantial evidence of like what's NVIDIA doing, what's happening with the chip process, what should Nintendo be doing to make sure that they're staying ahead of the curve there. I think I got, especially after the last predictions did not come to fruition, or the last rumors, I was like, no, we're not going to get this till March of 2024 at the earliest. I'm I've softened up again. I think there's just based on the way the system is selling and them maybe having to maybe wanting to keep the generation going longer so they can figure out how to do a softer transition to the next generation so it's not such a hard cutoff. I think they might launch a Pro still next year. This is a guess. I don't know. If it doesn't happen or whatever, don't get mad at me for this one because that's just a guess.
Jamie H1224 says, despite dating Breath of the Wild 2 for May 12th, do you think they held off on the Wind Waker Twilight Princess announcement because they're still anticipating another delay and need to keep it in their pocket to drop at a moment's notice? Pikmin 4 proves they have no problem holding on to a game for years. I just have no idea anymore. I really don't. Obviously, again, we're walking anxious for this anyways, but I really, if it's not coming out, if they won't announce it now to come out before this, exactly when, because you don't need to release a new Zelda game for at least a couple years after you release the next main one.
Right.
So it's just very confusing now.
Yeah, it's yeah, I agree. I was expecting it now. We were hearing it as well, but it just makes so much sense. Why not just put it out now? And so, yeah, I have no idea.
Bradfish says, here's a softball for you two. Do you think Mario Party 1 on the NSL will remove or alter the mini games that are notorious for causing hand injuries? Man, I tell you, there's one thing I don't want to mess around with on those crappy Switch analog sticks.
It's
those tug of war mini game, right?
That's a good question. I think the answer is maybe yes. They might.
They might have to, but I don't know. If not, that's a reason. I think I'll just play Mario Party Superstars.
Right,
actually.
Exactly. An actual really good game.
Yeah, I mean that thing broke the shit out of N64 controllers.
Yep.
Gratilda's ass. God, it's good to see Gratilda's ass. Says, sup, dogs. Just wanted to say I'm having a drink for you guys tonight. Lol. You guys are still the best. Also sounds like GoldenEye online multiplayer is exclusive to the Switch. What the fuck is with that? Yeah, we were talking about that. That is weird. And I can't imagine. I'm shocked that Microsoft would even agree to it as a stipulation, unless Nintendo was just really hardlining on it. Is it possible that Nintendo hardlined even more than usual because Microsoft kind of leaked the whole thing? And we know how Nintendo feels about leaks.
Yeah, it's possible, but I wonder. I would imagine that this deal would have had to been sort of ironed out early on for it to even get to that point where they were having real conversations. So I don't know. It honestly, maybe it's just some weird legal thing. Someone's mentioned that one of the lawyers on YouTube was did a video trying to explain it. If someone wants to say what Hogue Law said, I'll consider it. But honestly, I would have no idea what that would be. So I'm at a loss with this one. It doesn't make any sense.
Fluffy Cloud Gamer says, just want to let you guys know that you two are awesome and I love the show. I'm really sorry for the shit you guys are going to get for the lack of remaster announcements.
Our fault.
Please stay off of social media, or at least your mentions for a bit low. I probably shouldn't have doom scrolled as much as I did, but hey, had it coming a little bit on this one. Obviously, people could be nicer, but it's the internet. I knew what I was getting into. We knew what we were getting into.
That's the risk we run when we do this stuff. We do know that, yes.
Velocity Prime 1 says, hello, Jeff. Right about everything, Grubb, and Mike, wrong about nothing, Minotti. We saw a ton of farming sims in this direct. Do you think that the glut of these types of games will lead to a bit of reactive push against the wholesome / low-key vibes they go for? Also, I know you two still get a lot of angry message board posts today, and I want to say you're great and keep doing what you do. At least I don't even know where people write that stuff on Reddit or whatever. So at least I'm not seeing that stuff.
Yeah, on the main Reddit for it, I haven't gone there today. People have told me to stay away. I was not going to go there. I've stopped going there in general. They're very mad at me, but they are very much hardlined about anyone gets anything wrong, you are dead to us. So
yeah.
I was expecting that.
Well, there you go then. Gosh, what was the question there? Do you think? Oh, yeah, the farm thing.
Yeah, the farming game's going to ruin the low-key vibes because there's so many of them. I don't think... people will just pick one. And the people that want multiple will play multiple and they'll be happy. It seems like each of them are also serving a slightly different... they're not all just Stardew clones, right? And or Harvest Moon clones. The one game obviously just being a Harvest Moon. So I think they can
Story of Seasons, Jeff.
Yeah, Story of Seasons. I know. But filling, so they're all fill a different niche, and that's a good idea. That's a good way of doing that.
Jeff, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What's with the sunglasses?
Yeah, my daughter has really bad pink eye, and I think I might be getting it. So I put these are actually like UV, like they block out the red light from the computer. It wasn't enough, so then I put this on because it's actually helping me. So
well, when it rains, it pours.
exactly, yes, I could feel like I've been like getting sick with other stuff too, and now it's like I could feel my eyes like crusting up. So I'm like, all right, very cool.
Gerber says the release of GoldenEye seems like a mess, with both the Switch and Xbox versions having major drawbacks. If Microsoft or Nintendo couldn't come to agreement that gave their customers what they were after, then should that company just have walked away from the deal? I feel bad for people who have waited years for a GoldenEye release and got let down. The Turok fans winning in the end makes it even worse. Apparently, Night Dive was talking to do the remaster at one point before it just kind of went to Rare.
Yeah.
They were tweeting about that themselves, so that's interesting. Hey, Turok is better than GoldenEye anyways. That's what I've always been saying. It's time for everybody to convert.
Everyone go play Turok. There you go.
Yeah. Diego RP says, hey, Beat Boys, after today's Direct and some idiotic reactions, just want to let you know that your reporting, predictions, and takes are fantastic. The community you built is great to be a part of. Looking forward to a GoldenEye community game night. Hey, you all have a great time destroying me at GoldenEye. There is a game I am definitely not good at.
That'll be a fun time. We will do that.
Thank you, Diego.
Yeah, and doing that on stream will be cool because everyone will be able to see all the different angles and the stream peak or the screen peeking. That'll be a good time.
Bench JC says, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, got a date. 2 questions. Do you think this game will have the same staying power as Breath of the Wild with crazy videos of in-game physics online all the time? And do you actually think it will hit the date? I mean, it is funny. I didn't even thought about it. I was just taking that release date as gospel. Zelda games get delayed all the time still, even after they get like specific release dates. It could still just get delayed again. I don't know. I guess like in general, Jeff, is this going to capture the zeitgeist the same way Breath of the Wild did?
I think there's a chance, yeah. But it has to be pushing some stuff forward. The dungeon, like if they do dungeons, those have to be like really good and doing new stuff as well. Excuse me. If the physics though, if they like take the physics and do a lot more with that there's a strong chance that if it can blow up on something like TikTok, yeah, it could easily capture the zeitgeist again.
The Uncharted Wolf 5 says, hey, Jeff, I don't care if you were wrong, just give me Raincode. And Mike, see above statement Minotti. As you can tell, I'm extremely excited for Raincode. I recently become a massive fan of the Danganronpa series, and seeing the developers work on a paranormal detective game, my favorite genres combined, has gotten me so excited that I barely cared when Zelda appeared on screen. I know it's not y'all's type of game, but if you could at least tell me it's okay, it's my favorite announcement, I appreciate it. Oh, that's absolutely okay. I do want to play those Danganronpa games sometime, Jeff.
Yeah, and they have a lot of fans. People are super into them, so I'm glad you're getting more of your vibes.
Yeah. Jedi Moss 4 says, how did Square Enix somehow find a more generic title than Triangle Strategy with the upcoming Various Day Life? Also, technically, they did put Majora's Mask on NSO in February 2022, so they fulfilled their Zelda release quota for the year. It's ridiculous, but this is Nintendo, so I could see them justifying it.
I could too, Jedi.
Way.
You're right. I could see them justifying it that way as well.
Jeff and Mike's Big L says, I like how that sounds like a Bill and Ted movie. Hello, Jeff, anime game, Clownface, Grubb, and Mike, farming sim, Clownface, Minotti. After finishing Tiny Gin, I've been thinking about other series that would work well if turned into 3D platformers. I believe Luigi's Mansion is my top choice. Luigi being able to jump would open up the game and level design options, and the Poltergeist could be used somewhat like Flood. Both were made by Egathral. Is there a Nintendo series that you'd like to see as a 3D platformer? Jeff, I think that this guy just wants to play Blinks the Time Splitter.
Okay, well, you got like 85% of the name right that time.
Yes, I stumbled there. I freaked out. I always call him Blinks the Time Cat. Blinks the Time Sweeper.
Yes,
Sweeper.
yes, there it is.
Splitter. I threw time splitters in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. Maybe Advance Wars, like you play as just one of the COs. I guess
Battalion Wars.
A little bit like Battalion Wars, although Battalion Wars is definitely not a 3D platformer, just like a 3D action shooter or whatever. But yeah, no, Advance Wars.
I said Kirby for the very longest time. I still want like the pure Yoshi 3D platformer. We got a taste of that in Odyssey, and it was great. Just make that into a game. T-Beaks15, hey Jeff and Mike, Splatoon 3 seems to be a huge success so far, but how big do you think Splatoon has to get to where Jim Ryan writes a letter to GameIndustry.biz contesting Nintendo's ownership of the franchise and saying it's not fair to Sony players that the game is exclusive to Nintendo. I do wonder if like Microsoft could say, "Hey, look, here's our competition, Nintendo. They just made their own thing and it's successful. Sony could just do that."
Exactly. That will be the argument, and it makes a lot of sense. Like Nintendo's doing just fine without Call of Duty. Nothing Sony has said really makes sense when you look at Nintendo. So I just don't. I mean, listen, Sony's got to say what they got to say. Everyone there is just doing their jobs. So, but yeah, whatever.
Winnie, hello, Jeff. Why do people think I can see the future, Grubb? And Mike, God, oh God, why did I say something on the internet, Minotti? That is the vibe today. I hope you have a great night and feel the love the community has for you. I am feeling it, Winnie. I'm feeling it all over.
Yeah,
Tears of the United Kingdom says, in hindsight, Grubb did try to walk you off the ledge, Mike. He could see the potential pain that was coming. He absolutely did. And I grabbed him by the neck and yanked him back like a jackass. It's like, no! Get back on our Thelma and Louise car. It's about to go off the edge. It's going to be great.
How sweet would it have been had it actually happened, though, right?
It would have been pretty cool. It would have been pretty nice. I'll be
that's what I'm thinking in that moment.
For a while.
And I'm like, I don't want to like talk him down. So I mean, I was trying, but I don't want to. If I wanted to, I would have.
I get it. I have a lot of boyish energy. It would have been like telling a child that Santa Claus isn't real. I understand why you did it.
If I was more sure of myself, I would have just done it, but I didn't because I wasn't.
Octo says, "Hey there, Jeff, Team Grubb, and Mike, Mitch Minotti. Much love. I'm only here for the GameCube games and emulation talk, anyways. Let's switch gears. No pun intended. With something dumb. What video game that should never get a sequel would you like to see a sequel to? I once said Grim Fandango 2 in jest, but I got to thinking that could be awesome. So what undead sequel would you like to see? Grim Fandango 2, Killer 8, Majora's Mask 2, Shadow of the Colossus 2, Last of Us 2. Love you all. Grim Fandango is one of my favorite games ever. I love Grim Fandango. I absolutely think it should never get a sequel. And there's not too many games I would say that with. No way do I want a Grim Fandango 2. It is a perfect video game with a perfect ending. Leave that alone. I would actually be pretty happy with a Shadow of the Colossus 2. I would be pretty down for that.
Yeah, they could do stuff with that. That'd be. I would of these Majora's Mask 2 is a really interesting idea. That could be. They could do something interesting with that right now.
Yeah, if they did like the Majora's Mask sequel, like what Link Between Worlds was for Link to the Past, that could be pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
E-Zipsis says, oh, it's pronounced E-Zip-Sis. That's what I say. Hi, Mike and Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Mike and Jeff. I can't help but feel so bitterly disappointed. I don't even know if I can express how disappointed I am. I can't believe Nintendo has delayed Switch Sports Golf. At least the Direct gave me more confidence in Bayonetta 3 becoming my game of the year. So I guess that is something. Anyway, my question is, do you think Ocarina of Time Master Quest will ever escape the GameCube and come to NS? Oh, that would be a fun one to put on NSO
They'll probably do that
someday.
eventually. Yeah, I bet they do that eventually.
Yeah. Facility George says, "What's up, dogs? I'm gonna miss the stream tonight, but I wanted to say, don't beat yourself up too much about the Direct. Everybody gets stuff wrong every now and then. You guys are awesome, and you still got a good batting average. Keep doing what you're doing. Technically, my batting average sucks. Jeff's batting average is still pretty good, though." Adge Guy says, "Dear Jeff, Hornet, Hatchet, Grubb, and Mike the second Minotti. So you got one wrong. You screwed up. You struck out. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Don't you boys fret. This happens all the time in this industry. So what was another time you can recall when something was announced or heavily rumored that didn't happen and left you disappointed? Like all those people you lied to, kissy face. Emoji." Gosh,
It's a bad one. So like, this is probably one of the, like, if you put it in that context of like that thing, it's like, this is probably one of the worst examples of that.
Well,
everyone was waiting for Wind Waker. Yeah.
It's a fresh wound.
You're right. Trying to think.
Gosh, because there's so many things that did eventually happen that it felt like we waited forever for, like Metroid Dread. I remember thinking,
yeah.
Metroid Dread? Yeah, right. Where's that DS game? And things like that. So, I think
I can feel the pink eye forming in my left eye right now.
you can feel it pulsing on you.
Exactly.
As it happens.
I mean, for a while, like that GoldenEye stuff was the same, but that just got announced.
Right.
So like, yeah. I don't know. There's probably pretty good examples of this, but nothing's coming to mind.
The Queen Got Bopped says, "Woof woof to my dogs. Do you think we're going to get anything beyond golf or Switch Sports? Nintendo tends to do 1 or 2 post-launch free updates for their sports games. So if there's one other sport, what would it be? Follow up, what's up with the Mario Kart 8 DLC release schedule? Seems to keep slowing down, and now they only revealed 2 of the 4 tracks. What gives? Thanks as always, and have a great week. I don't even know what the base sports games are on Switch Sports, so I don't know.
Yeah, and what was the first question? I was going to look up the Mario Kart last.
About
wave.
Do you think we're gonna get another DLC for Switch Sports besides this golf
it's
one?
selling pretty well still in like UK and Japan and things like that. So I think there's a strong chance they'll do more.
And then Mario Kart 8 DLC. It doesn't matter when they put it out.
Yeah, it's all supposed to get out before the end of next year, so they still have a long time. August 4th is when we got the last one. So we're still like a couple months out before getting more, right? So yeah, I don't know if it's going to be slowing down all that much. This seems like it's going to come before Christmas, so I'm not too worried about it.
Dugan says, any ideas for lottery numbers tonight, doggos? Thank you for sticking your neck out and shoveling coal into the hype trade. Great direct. Good luck out there. Thank you, Dugan. I do not play the lottery, Jeff, for obvious reasons, I think.
Yep, same.
Edmund Goldie says, I've been told the 90s and 2000s are back in style, yet I can't get a clear colored controller or console handheld. Why did this go out of style? Who doesn't want an atomic purple Switch or Steam Deck? Would an automatic purple or DK Jungle green Pro controller be amazing for the new Splatoon game? It would make sense for Splatoon. I was actually never a big fan of all of the clear covers thing. I
it reminds me of like IMAX and stuff, and I thought the IMAX were ugly as hell.
Yeah, like even the Game Boy Advance, I think my first one was that like clear purple, but as soon as they like made like the orange,
Same.
like clear, like yeah, it's like, and I like the opaque more.
I think what happened is the gaming industry used to be like pretty small, really, and so when you were selling things, you had to sort of like spice them up so that you got a lot of different options, so that the people who would spend money on your stuff would spend money on different versions of that stuff, and they still do that to this day. But it's like they're selling 120 million Switch systems in just a couple of years, so they kind of just go with basic colors for the most part. And then when they do something different, they're not going with that. They're not like, oh, let's do the fun clear plastic. They're like, no, we're gonna do a themed Switch to hit this fandom in a very targeted way. And that's their strategy now instead.
One Up versus CPU says, I listened to Jeff and Nate yesterday. Where does the Donkey Kong game by the Mario Odyssey dev rumors come from? That's like an old rumor at this point, Jeff.
Yeah, it's from a guy named Zippo. Although I think, didn't Nate say that he was like, he had corroborated some of that? I can't remember exactly what he said. That comes from a leaker named Zippo who's gotten a lot of stuff right from Nintendo before.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We're going to have to hear about this, whatever the next Mario team or Mario game is, once either the Zelda game is out or they're ramping up for Switch 2. Mm-hmm. It's got to happen. You talked about long time between main Zelda games. It's going to be a long time between main Mario games here pretty soon.
Very soon. But we did have, I think, a longer gap because of between
Head Bowser's Fury.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So there's something.
Yeah.
Pablo Cost says, "Hey, Beef and Cheddar, Jeff is with Grubb officially becoming part of the Splatoon universe. I have to ask, Mike, which Nintendo franchise would you like to be included in any franchise that has Daisy in it?" We'll say Strikers, because that's the one she's the most attractive in, and I'm a vain asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Canooble says, "Hello, Jeff. Hello, Mike. Where was Wario Land? Wario Land ain't never coming back."
Yeah, it's like even if they were to do GameCube, like the GameCube deep cut Nintendo Switch Online collection, even that Wario Land would probably get left off of.
Well, like, Wario Land is the Game Boy ones, but even...
I'm sorry, Wario World, my bad, you're right. Like, where's like a new Wario Land? Yeah, probably.
I think they'll maybe do another Wario game. I don't know if it'll be called Wario Land anymore, or what have you. Simono Rono, let's say that. Simono Rono says, "Hello, dogs. Last time I was on a treadmill, I watched Frasier. I know Jeff watches Naruto. What would Mike watch when/if he uses a treadmill?" I used to actually just watch like ESPN, like Sports Center, something like that. When I went to Planet Fitness, it was during the first season of The Voice, and I like actually caught up. I was like pretty up on the first season of The Voice for a bit, which is a weird thing for me. My friend shared like a mock-up image of a Frasier beat 'em up, and it was just so beautiful, Jeff. It was Frasier and Niles beating people up at the radio station. It was so good.
That's awesome.
God, I want it. Lossian says, "Hey, gentlemen, hope your week improves and hater be hating. Jeff, pictures of my ears for Knack 3 Grubb, and Mike side drinking Minati. With PlayStation getting Octopath Traveler 2, did they get the original anytime soon? Do you guys have any additional info on Rise of the Ronin? P.S. Jeff, what's up with the shades? I already answered the shades thing. I didn't even realize Octopath Traveler 2 was coming to PlayStation. That flew by me.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
happening.
it's the kind of thing where it gets announced, and they probably do a tweet, and we're busy doing other stuff, so we didn't see that. But yeah, that's cool. Rise of the Ronin looked really neat. A lot of stuff in that state of play looked pretty. I mean, at least a lot of it was slick, and if it wasn't slick, it had a lot of style. And I'm like, kind of like from a state of play, what else can you ask for? It was pretty cool. And yes, the shades. It's just I think I'm getting sick, so my eyes are pretty sensitive to the light up there.
Chrono Bounce says, "Hey, beefy cheesy dogs, what's up with the direct and announced port of Radiant Silvergun? It's been delisted from the eShop. What?
Whoa, I don't no
That's
idea.
weird.
I'm gonna try to buy it right now.
Yeah, that's fucked up because I wanted to play tonight, maybe. So hope not. All right, Jeff, you could look into that. Fish and Love says, "Hey, El Grubb and El Minotti." To be clear, Jeff, it's a capital L, not like Spanish.
Yes, Spanish for the Jeff Grubb.
Yeah. Currently looking at the list of Nintendo published Nintendo 64 games that are missing from NSO, and the last notable non-rare absentee is actually Super Smash Bros. Do you guys have a theory about why it's missing, and do you think it'll eventually hit NSO? Also, hashtag Jeff lied, hashtag never forget. I mean, that would be a good one to end on, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how you wrap it all up. Yeah, maybe.
Once again, Jeff, not that I'm trying to go on this 64 hate train, but he just said it. We've already almost got all of the like main Nintendo games on there. Now, granted, we don't have the rare ones, and the rare one makes a lot of what makes Nintendo 64 good, I guess. So I guess that's a mute point.
Yeah.
But still. G-Man Sir says, "Hello, Mike. I eat babies for fun. Miss Naughty and Jeff, I am Greg Miller's clone Grubb. Which of the games shown in the direct do you think Queen would have loved?" What was that fucking stupid name one from Square Enix? Obligatory collecting things.
Yeah. What? God, Atelier Horizon.
No, not that. You would obviously love Atelier Riser 3, but the nondescript village game, I forget what the fuck it was called. Various something.
Oh, Various Day Life? Yes, Various Day Life.
Yeah, she would fucking love Various Day Life.
That's out right now. It's $29.
No, you shut the fuck up.
It's right there. You can buy that. I don't want to. I don't see Radiant Silvergun, though.
What the hell? I want Radiant Silver. Jeff, that is it for all of the podcast producers' questions. Thank you all so much for the support. We appreciate it. Jeff, Mikey's got to take a little break.
Okay.
We'll talk about this topic. We'll get in here. We've been going for a bit. Just been podcasting and on video a lot today, so I don't want to keep it too much longer here.
We'll get through this. We're doing okay. But now that I got the sunglasses on, I'm fine. I'm hitting the button for the break. We'll be right back, everybody. All right.
It's Atelier, you buffoon.
Yeah, say it. Say Atelier.
Atelier.
Atelier. You talking to Ruda with me? You know that I suck at these things.
Yeah, but you just say an entire different word.
Because you know what though? I don't give a fuck about their word. Their bullshit word. Get that.
Respect. This is a long series.
Video game.
A long series, an established icon on the industry. Goddammit.
Christian, it's Atelier.
Atelier.
Oh, she's.
Is it French as hell? Is that it really
it's
is?
French, yeah.
Yeah.
Atelier.
No, well, it's Japanese, but
if it's French, then it's really like Atelier. Atelier. Like, because you barely should be pronouncing the word.
You're being racist now.
Fuck, man, I've been to France. I'm allowed to say that. That's how it works, right?
Oh, excuse me. Le baguette.
Atelier.
The fromage.
What's the subtitle of that game, though? Atelier Rise. No. The subtitle. It was like 7 different words.
No one can remember that.
No one gives a fuck about that. Ever Darkness and The Secret Hideout. Yes.
Man,
Atelier, Risa, Ever Darkness, and The Secret
Hideout. They
Hideout.
something weird is going on with Radiant Silvergun.
Yeah, I don't see it here.
The eShop page, it's like if you go to Google, you can still find it, but it's down. And then I checked like the Nintendo Life article, and the announcement trailer got privated on YouTube too. So something's wonky.
Oh my god! You think like the NFTs weren't working or something?
Had to be it.
What is Various Day Life again? Like I'm like looking at it. As a settler of a new continent. Oh, it's a colonialism.
What is
Let's go! It's
Various Life?
colonialism.
Yeah, various day life is a colonialism. Explore
Nice.
every last corner of the land. Okay.
Oh, my eyes itchy. Did you give me pink eye through the TV?
Yes, definitely.
Great.
Yeah, pink eye. My kids.
I'm hoping
you
it's
know
just a
what,
power
what
suggestion.
give you pink eye? You degenerate.
Okay, let's just talk about it. She's 3, okay? She's a grody little 3-year-old, and she's been doing this. She's like picking out her butt, and then she's like thinks it's so
No.
funny that it smells bad. So of course everyone got pink eye. Of course everyone got pink eye. And we're like, see, this is why we said you have to stop doing that. And I'm just like, and so you're like, she's got it bad. It's like she's got like atomic pink eye.
Oh
So
no!
Do you
You're
think she
done.
actually is capable of correlating? Like,
It's-
oh, this is my fault? Or you think she's just upset she has pink eye?
barely. If she's capable of understanding consequences, it is just at the most basic level. Like she does not want to be uncomfortable, and she knows that. And she's like, I guess if I don't want to have this to happen, to stop doing that. But mostly, she's just like thinks she's in trouble when we tell her don't do that, and she starts crying.
Right, she doesn't
She's 3.
understand. Yeah, she has no concept. Like, no, this is for your own good. They don't believe that. They think you're
Atomic
just
pink
mean.
eye is the best Game Boy Color. Yes. All right. Mike, I'll just kind of back in and let you take it up. 5, 4, 3.
All right, Jeff. Let's go back to happier times here when it comes to announcements by Nintendo.
No, let's do it.
What reveal for a Nintendo game or just Nintendo announcement was the one that got you the absolute most excited? Gosh, Jeff, I recall you being very excited when we were hanging out at our E3 base for Games Beat back when they announced Link's Awakening's remake.
Yes, that probably is it, because we are not allowed to do Breath of the Wild, right? That's like the obvious one. So, yeah, it was.
When they had revealed Breath of the Wild, it wasn't very exciting. It was
right.
You know?
That trailer. So that wasn't the reveal. You're right. It was the Link's Awakening remake. We were working it, and the trailer came on, and it was it starts and you're in the ocean, and I'm kind of already like, wait, no way. And then the boot comes down, and the boot is so instantly recognizable as Link's, green boot with the fold over that you get in the instruction manual or whatever. And it's like, it can't be anything else. This is Link's Awakening, and they show it, and I definitely popped. I just didn't think we would ever get something like that. Like, Link's Awakening is a cool little weird side Zelda thing that happened once by chance, really. Like, this team decided they wanted to go work on something, and so they just sort of did it, and then the game just sort of happened. And you kind of think it's easy for them to put that in a compartment and forget about it forever. And the fact that they didn't and put all that work into remaking it was super exciting. And that trailer was very good. And it's a game that, like, by the end of that day, my feelings about the look of it were more conflicted, where I was like, I'm so attached to the way the original Game Boy looks, and this isn't trying to be that. It's something different. It's more toy-like. After playing it, I'm like, I'm so glad I have both, because I do still go back to the Game Boy game. I have like the Zelda Game & Watch thing over here. Mm-hmm. I always install the Game Boy, actually the sort of improved version of the Game Boy one, which you can get. It's a ROM hack, and it's great. I got that on my Analog Pocket.
What does it improve?
It improves some, like, you can use some of the weapons at the same time.
Oh, nice.
And when you pick up an acorn or a power triangle, it doesn't tell you what it does. It's just, you just keep playing. Yeah. It's the greatest improvement in the history of games. Yeah. But then I also really like going back to the Switch version. So it's like, while I was conflicted, that initial reaction was the right reaction of just being so excited that they are showing off this new way for people to get into Link's Awakening. One of my favorite games of all time.
Mine is pretty simple, and AJ would confirm this if he is here. When they announced Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, and the kind of end reveal part of it was that CG reveal trailer for Mega Man being in that game.
Right.
I absolutely lost my shit. I like Smash Brothers a fucking lot. I love Mega Man a fucking lot. I never even really occurred to me to start thinking about hoping for Mega Man and Smash Brothers, really. That was still pretty early in terms of getting third-party characters in there. Like, the Wii version had Sonic and Snake. And it's like, okay, so those are like some pretty big deals. Who even knows if there's going to be any more in the Wii U version? And Mega Man was like the first one they came out with. So I was pretty freaking stoked for that. So can't really imagine anything top of that. I was like the Smash Bros. Ultimate trailer when it was the Everybody Is Here thing, and the way
That
they
was very
kind of
good.
revealed that,
Yes.
like it's like, oh, here's all these people, and it wasn't until they showed Snake, who was missing from the Wii U, it's like you realize, oh, it is just actually everybody. This is pretty freaking cool.
Yes, that was fantastic.
All right, we got a bunch of responses here. Fluffy Cloud Gamer says, after years of waiting for a mainline announcement, the first mention of Animal Crossing on the Switch was so exciting. It started with a fake out with Isabelle getting into Smash Brothers and ended with Tom Nook revealing the main game. My friends and I cheered so loud when the logo showed up at the end with the 2019 release date, which ultimately didn't happen. I forgot that's how it was announced. That's right. It was like announced at the tail end of revealing Isabelle going to Smash Brothers. Wow.
Oh, right.
Bench JC says Xenoblade Chronicles 3 would have to be my answer. The whole first trailer got me so hyped, and I adore the first two games. I was the opposite. People ask questions like this, what's a game you weren't excited for and ended up liking or loving? Like, my answer is going to probably be Xenoblade Chronicles 3
Yes,
going
definitely.
forward. I was clowning on it with a lot of people, and it turns out it's great. Wildfire Alex says, this is an easy one for me. It was when they revealed at long last, after what felt like years of begging, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D for the 3DS. They even threw in the new Nintendo 3DS XL Limited Edition, which I still have to this day. I think that's my 3DS still. That's like my latest one I got that I still use if I need to play 3DS. It's the one
I have that one. Yeah, I guess
it's the one that I hacked, which I hear is all the rage these days, hacking 3DSs.
Yes.
If I can do it, you know it's easy. It was everything I've been asking for and more since 2011, and it was a dream come true. It also helped that the game was a massive upgrade to the original Nintendo 64 version, and still retain the excellent story and fun gameplay, which makes the reveal's perspective only that much better. Benji Glasky says, found Cadence of Hyrule very exciting due to the idea of further indie devs working with Nintendo. What a dumbass.
Yes, that was. Man, boy, do we all look like a bunch of jackasses after that.
Yes, we sure did. Turbo Sean says, I never popped off harder than at the reveal of Metroid Dread last year. I was watching the direct with a friend, and when I started freaking out for a new Metroid, he was unsurprised but happy for me. But when I started screaming at the top of my lungs like a banshee, the word dread appeared on the screen, so explaining was necessary. The game I had heard rumors of since I was a kid, the mythical Lost Metroid game, was finally coming to fruition. I couldn't be happier. Man, everything about Dread makes me happy.
Yeah,
what a good game.
What a good just turn of events and a good game.
Yeah, just so happy that happened. Diego RP says Smash Ultimates at E3. Well, not a true reveal since it got teased in the direct earlier on with its Everyone Is Here showcase of all characters appearing in succession. Made me very happy because that was the thing I wanted the most for that game. I loved even after Everyone Is Here showed up on screen, it kept bringing in characters that you wouldn't remember, could return, like Pichu and Young Link. That game is very special. Yeah, it sure is. Dr. Sus says, many come to mind, but Breath of the Wild is my favorite game ever, and the announcement of the sequel is still an all-time moment for me. It felt like it came out of nowhere, and that first trailer was dark, scary, and showed, just enough to pique everyone's interest without revealing too much. Yeah, that first reveal was really neat, because again, we did not know that was coming, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Casual says, few things that fill me with such glee and pure excitement as the Mario Odyssey E3 reveal. The fact that the game not only met, but surpassed those expectations makes it all the sweeter. It really can't be overstated what a joy-filled masterpiece it is. Yeah, the reveal was fun because it just showed like the city with the manhole cover.
Man, that was so exciting. Like, what is going on here? Wow. And then another one where everything about it, just they nailed it.
And then you had that all-time great trailer, like the next E3 where it started with the dinosaur. You know, what the hell is this? That's like one of my. If it was just favorite trailers, that might be it. But reveals. Major Phazon says it's a time between Metroid Dread and Breath of the Wild 2. The big difference is that I've had to reel myself back in 2020. There's no sign of Breath of the Wild 2. I was ready to get on the hype train again this year, but then it got delayed. I am so ready. Velocity Prime 1 says, okay, this one is a little involved, but it has to be the Joker character reveal for Smash. Not personally the most exciting thing, but just awed by how it was executed. The Game Awards were the night before Ultimate's release. Each ad break had a section counting down till the game came out, leading to the part of the show with the reveal. The first 30 seconds of the trailer made it seem like it was just going to be a port or re-release of Persona. Then bam, the Smash logo. It's the kind of reveal that could only have been accomplished at that very specific moment and lead to the absolute insanity of character speculation for the next 3 years. Yeah. I can't believe that was so long ago and we're just now actually getting Persona 5 on Switch.
It was a long 3 years, kind of like waiting for that to finally happen.
Revan says, I was pretty PogChamp when I found out about StarCraft 64. I don't believe him.
Yeah, I don't either.
One versus CPU says people went pretty crazy over the reveal of Twilight Princess at E3. I think most people were over their Wind Waker hate. This mature Zelda is something people have been waiting for. Little did they know that Twilight Princess would turn out to be pretty middling compared to the best games in the series. Yeah, but even more something like the game trailer, just Shiggy with that jacket and the green shirt with the one-up mushroom, and he has the sword and shield. That's like the picture of Shiggy, right? That's
Yeah.
If you say Shiggy, that's what I imagine in my head.
Yeah. That was him at his most Shiggiest, absolutely.
It was. Yes, definitely. Yeah, that was when we all called him Shiggy.
Right, exactly.
We had no criticisms of the man back then.
Yeah.
Screaming Turbo Man says, honestly, it's probably Super Smash Bros. Brawl reveal from E3 2006. My brother and I playing Melee so much on GameCube. We were overjoyed to see Brawl unveiled. We got an incredible new theme song, Kirby cooking, Mario and Wario farting mushroom clouds. Oh, and of course, once the Codex sound played, the major WTF reveal that Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid joined Brawl was amazing. Plus, Snake's inclusion in Brawl sparked my brother's current fandom of the Metal Gear Solid series. Okay, so
neat.
Back to AJ's question. I remember at that E3, Nintendo did not reveal the new Smash Bros. We were all hoping for at their E3 showcase. It was like the next day in that smaller theater, they just had a second thing where they only talked about Smash. Yeah, it was weird.
I don't remember that.
Because I remember being so disappointed. Then, like, in the middle of E3, when you don't expect announcements anymore, it was like, oh, here's the Smash Brothers trailer. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good.
the only time they ever did that with me was they took me into the smaller theater. Not me. They took all of us into the smaller theater. And they revealed, what was it? Codename Steam.
Codename Steam, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they do that sometimes. But, like, yeah. They did it one time also for Smash Bros. 3DS and Wii U. And it was when they announced Pac-Man, actually. I remember I got yelled at. Because I guess they said don't take pictures, and at one point I took a picture, and like I tweeted it, and like a Nintendo PR person was like, "Did you just tweet a picture from an event you were told not to tweet a picture from?" I was like, "Ooh, sorry." Tears of the United Kingdom says the Link's Awakening Switch reveal really got me because when the waves crashed, I knew what was coming, and I couldn't contain myself. Plus, seeing the new art style just really reminded me what I love so much about Nintendo. They are great at refreshing up a game by changing it visually. So there's another Link's Awakening vote.
Mm-hmm.
Haas says, I lost my shit over the opening notes for Luigi's Mansion 3. As a huge fan of 2, I really didn't expect them to make one for Switch. Even though it looked a little rough in that first trailer, I was fucking delighted. This is good. Jeff's Lobsters Boxers says, my favorite reveal moment is Wii music at E3 2008. The absurdity of Miyamoto and crew playing a terribly mixed Mario theme will never not be hilarious. It sure is something, Jeff.
Yeah, that is still. We did a reaction to that, right? Yeah, that's on the YouTube channel.
Worse than I remembered.
Huh? Yeah, it was worse than we remembered. Absolutely. If you want to see me and Mike react to that, that's a fun video. It's on the YouTube channel.
We'll have to do more of those before E3 happens.
Yeah, maybe it's the kind of thing we could also like do in person. Like we could do.
Yeah, that would be easier to do in person.
Yeah, and we do like a follow goal. Like if we get a follow goal, then we'll do it. So it like feels like.
There you go.
Yeah, cool.
Just this guy, says, the first Nintendo device I've owned pretty much since the internet started becoming a way that companies communicate with audiences in this way was the Switch. So I've missed most announcements and reveals, but I'm a pretty easy mark. I pop for so many things, whether it's the Breath of the Wild Squeakle, the Triangle Strategy announcement, or Ooblets coming to Switch. Big Ooblets fan there.
Yeah, good for you.
Nintendo Bros says, definitely Metroid Prime 4. I was at work that day, and I convinced my supervisor to move me to a different job just so I could be in a better position to watch the Direct. Even though it was against company policy to have my phone out on the floor, I totally risked it, and I have never had a greater risk-reward payoff in my life than to see that Metroid Prime 4 JPEG scroll across the screen. I was so hyped. Close second is Breath of the Wild 2. I was really excited. Nobody was expecting that logo.
Yeah,
it was one nice logo.
Honestly, if you go back and watch the videos of the Nintendo World Store, the people reacting to the Metroid Prime 4 announcement, it is still a very hype moment. And it's just a JPEG. It's just the most basic shit. It's incredible.
I love watching the Nintendo Store reacting. Like the Nintendo Store reacting to Banjo-Kazooie and Smash, that was great.
Yes, that one is intense.
That's great. Mr. Bohr says, I've got a second Super Smash Bros. Brawl. The great theme song and the reveal of Solid Snake as a new character really got me hyped. Ed says the New Horizons 2.0 Direct since the updates had been so lackluster up until that point. Breathed a lot of new life into the game, although I wish we got more afterwards. Yeah, that really was the last really big major one, huh?
Which one is this? Oh, yes.
New Horizons 2, Yanni boy, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like trying to like squish my eyes and like make them like work again, and then I yawned too. Yeah, New Horizons 2.0. Yes. Yeah, they haven't done anything since then, really. No.
Not really. A Child with 5 says January 8th, 2013, 11-year-old me was looking at fan-made Pokemon videos on YouTube when I noticed a video called Pokemon X and Y reveal trailer. I clicked on it thinking it was fake, and imagine my shock to see a 3D main series Pokemon game coming out that year. I also lost my mind when Xerneas was revealed, as he was a Pokemon that kid me saw and thought, holy crap, he has swords for legs. I proceeded to watch update videos every day until the game released, and spent a collective 500 hours in X and Y alone. Game's like a 6 out of 10 nowadays, but I'll forever treasure my time with it. You know, everybody loves that Pokemon game that came out when they were like 12, right?
Absolutely. That's a cool story. You don't think about how like kids are not just like learning how to use the internet, but like how information gets, disseminated or whatever that word is across the internet. Like, no, they're just like, they look at the stuff that's put in front of them, and then eventually they realize, oh, people like put out this stuff in like a structured way. That's a fun story.
Winnie says Shimigami Tensei 5 Nocturne Partner Direct hyped me up after years of silence since the reveal. Yeah, there was a long period of time between. I think SMT5 was first revealed in that Super E3, the same one with Metroid Prime 4 and whatnot, where they just announced a lot of early things because they really wanted to sell that system.
Right.
Gerbear says it doesn't get mentioned much because the game was a letdown, but the puppets for the Star Fox Zero reveal were great. Those were great. I think somebody on Giant Bomb was saying like they missed when they did skits like that.
Yeah,
they used to do skits like that because you had like Reggie and you had Iwata and Shiggy, and they're just kind of all goofballs, so it sort of fit.
Yeah, and it was like the puppets were great. The Robo Reggie with his laser eyes, that was great. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff.
The Queen Got Bopped says, even if it's caused me immeasurable pain, the reveal of Sports Story going from golf to adding in all the other sports was genuinely amazing. Combined with the charm and simple mechanics of Golf Story, I really am excited to see the final product, if it even still exists. It must exist, Jeff.
Yeah.
It must exist.
Yeah.
At least we didn't say Sports Story was showing up.
Right, yeah. I mean, I would love that. I would love to be playing Sports Story soon. I played through Golf Story twice now, and it's a great game.
Dugan says the remake of Link's Awakening had me thinking we were going to get an anime-ass anime Zelda series. Do not get me wrong, I love the game, but now I just want them to make a series based on the Zelda manga. Is that manga or manga? It's probably manga.
I mean, Sean's right there. We could just let him say it in chat.
Manga.
He's just going to type the word manga. It is.
Yeah,
it's got to be manga. Here's Christian.
Oh, Christian's going to do it.
Manga.
Christian.
Manga. Yeah, and that's what Sean says in chat too. Okay,
gotcha.
Manga.
Thank you. Jotten says, I love the reveal of Super Mario Maker 2. They started off with Mario and Super Mario World, and before you know it, they revealed Mario Maker. It's still disappointing we didn't get more styles for that game.
Yep, it's a shame. It feels like they could have just kept at it, but whatever. It's fine. I will always treasure my time with Super Mario Maker and Super Mario Maker 2. Maybe I should do more stuff with that game on Giant Bomb. That could be fun. That's a good Mario Maker community.
It is. There is. Yeah, there's still people on Twitch playing it all the time.
Yep.
Pablo Costa says, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild revealed during the January 2017 Nintendo Switch presentation. Even today, I go back to that trailer, and it still gives me chills. It's the music, the sound of perfection. It's good stuff. Lostine says, Mario Strikers Battle League got me super excited when it was revealed. So much so that a client on a call with my wife heard me across the house.
I was very excited about that. I still love that game. You can't take that away from me, anybody.
Yeah, I know, me too. Everyone still kind of seems to have this negative connotation with them. And I'm like, oh, that's a game that I like.
It's a game I have a really fun time playing.
Yeah. We got Pauline and Diddy Kong coming.
Yeah, that was fun.
Beefhammer says, I have a certain affinity for specifically Metroid and Kirby when it comes to Nintendo. Well, Dread was a great reveal. Kirby Forgotten Land tops it. I was just like Mike, out of my seat and yelling at the screen, use the Z-axis, you pink bastard. I was so happy we revealed it was a 3D game. Yeah, that's certainly like the last year or so. That one I got really freaking excited for. It was awesome.
That was a good time.
Jeff, that is it. Why don't we catch up on the Super Chats?
Yeah, let's get into it. Where did I leave off? Let's see here. We had Luke Tone, right? What's the difference between supporting on? Okay, no, yes, there was not that one yet. Sorry, there's a lot that came in, so I just make sure I get it all. Okay, I think it's right here. From Sabith, it's not a big deal. This old games are not new. If people want to play them that badly, they have multiple ways to play old games already. I mean, that's a fair way of looking at it. Still, though, wish I would not have misled people.
Yeah. And hey, look, I'm not gonna lie. I would still really like to have it on Switch
Same.
myself.
Same, 100% same. I want people to be able to play it in a really easy way. That's my big thing there. From James Downis, he just gave us a 99-cent super chat. Thank you so much, James. Simon McKenzie, I'm still a fan of y'all, Beef and Cheddar Boys. I'm playing Metroid Prime on my Steam Deck anyways. Cough, cough. That's, yeah, I will say, it's a good way to play that game. I recommend it. I had a good time.
I can play the original on my GameCube sometime soon. It has penance. We can do something like that.
G-Man, sir, renewed their membership to the Lincoln level. Thank you, G-Man. Edgar Renega gave us a $10 super chat. Shout outs to you. Jay's Console Corner. Jeff, what have you done to me? Tried Tinykin per your recommendation. It's fantastic.
Oh, God, I need to play this.
But the first level has 1,600 pollen to collect. I found 1,599. Spent 1.5 hours looking for the last one and haven't found it. It is one of those games for sure. That sounds like hell. I'm so sorry. From Luke Tone, what's the difference between supporting on YouTube and Patreon? What's better for you guys? I think Patreon is the best in terms of the cut we get. Also gives you like a few more other options. Like if you want to support annually, which I know a lot of people like to do, that's an option there. But honestly, we just want to be wherever anyone is at. So if it's easier to go through YouTube, we do not mind. You should get all the same stuff basically, because most of the stuff that we do happens in our Discord. And if it doesn't happen natively in the Discord, it all gets put in the Discord to tell you how to find it. And the Discord, the mods are like very good at helping us manage that stuff. So you won't get left off as long as you get to the secret channels, podcast producers specifically.
I want to be. People are saying I look tired. I just have an itchy eye. I don't know if it's because Jeff was talking about pink eye. I swear I'm not tired.
It's got
me rubbing
the power
my
suggestion. Yeah,
it's just fucking itchy.
I bet I'm just actually tired because I have been like going nonstop.
You've been up. Yeah, you've been sitting there for a while today.
Yep, it's been a long day. Xbot Breeder says, with all the shaving both of you will have to do, have you considered a Manscaped sponsorship? Much like Batman and the Queen, Samus is dead. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you, Xbot Breeder. I will. That's a good question. I'll look into it. I'll let you know. Nintendo Bro, just wanted to give some extra support to you two on a rough day. Thank you all for all you do. Oh, you read this one, but we'll read it again because it was a really generous donation. Thank you. And you'll get them next time. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. From Joseph Schmidt. To be honest, loved Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, but played them. News and hype is more fun. I'm just glad we got Octopath and Pikmin 4 and golf. Just need sports story. I'm mostly right there with you, Joseph. I want to play those games again, but it is nice to get all that new stuff.
Absolutely.
Nintendo Bro followed up by saying, more importantly, I got the week 1 W over Mikey in the Fantasy Football League. I think I won my first match, even though I made some major boneheaded tactical errors.
I had a rough week in both my leagues.
You'll get him next time, Mikey.
Maybe. Mikey's on the down and out, but it's only up from here.
Hey, you Peekaboo, the MyPillow guy got his phone confiscated at an Arby's today, so it's not all bad. That is incredible. that is actually fantastic.
Did Arby's compensate it? Because that'd be good.
Yeah, was Arby's like we are making a citizen's arrest of your phone to give this to the government? Because if they did, man, my support for Arby's is only intensified.
That's right.
From Curry Douglas, love you all. F the haters today for sure. The direct today made me realize I am really ready for a Switch successor. Yeah, I think it's always weird to hear people's opinions coming out of the direct, because some people are like, I'm really happy with it, and some are like, there was nothing there for me. Maybe we need a successor so we can get better games or something like that. From Bander SN, hey Nintendogs.
It was a Hardee's and not an Arby's. Breaking news.
I get the confusion.
Nintendo Derek says it might have been a Hardee's and not Arby's. In which case,
Hardee's is Hardee's is like Carl's Jr. Right?
That's Carl's Jr. in the South. Yeah.
Right. It was always Hardee's by where I was at in Michigan and Ohio actually. Let's see here. From Bander SN, hey Nintendogs, just popped in to say that I've been working all day and haven't seen the direct yet. Gonna watch now. Can't wait to see Wind Waker HD. It's my favorite game. Catch y'all later.
Shit.
No!
Stop. No, please.
That's a very good one. From Visualizer, enjoy a beer on me, boys. I Promise
thank
you, I will. I promise you, I will.
Yes, I had one earlier. You might have noticed.
From Matt Weaver, wondering if you all are going to check out RPG Time: The Legend of Right. The game looks like a 2022 Paper Mario and hand-drawn in a notebook game. This is the one where like he's in the notebook and can like jump out, or is that a different game?
I can't remember. 'Cause there's a couple Mario Party adjacent things we've seen recently, and I also am getting things mixed up with Bug Fables, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is the. Let me just make sure here. Okay, yes, this is a little bit different than what I was thinking of. It does look very cool. I'll check it out. I'll take a look at it. It looks cool. I believe though that we have officially caught up to all the super chats.
We did it. Jeff, that was a long show. I think for now, I could just say that I like Splatoon 3 a lot.
Yeah, me too. We talked about it on the Bombcast today. If you want to hear some of more of my thoughts, I'll say that it's kind of easy to just say it's more Splatoon because it is more Splatoon. The improvements are minor, and yet they are
Plentiful.
Yes, they're plentiful, and they're like well targeted at what the game needed to improve to justify a third game. So I'm just really happy with it. It's some nice improvements, and there is no big thing to talk about that's new. So for the most part, if you liked Splatoon before, I think you will definitely still like Splatoon 3. And if you have been curious about it, now's the best time to jump in. So yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Jeff. Well, let's go rest our hero.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. Oh, next week's topic, by the way, everybody. Who is your favorite Nintendo Royal? For no reason at all. I thought it'd be fun. Who's your favorite member of royalty in any Nintendo game? So that's what we're talking about next week. Jeff, I think we're on the arcade pit tomorrow, but on opposite teams.
Yes, we're gonna fight on the arcade pit tomorrow. So
There you go.
looking forward to that. It's gonna be Team Black, the Black Heelys, which I'm on. Don't worry, I'll explain it. And versus the team Game Speed is better without Jeff Grubb.
It's me and Rachel. You see, so yeah, Team Game Speed is better without Grubb.
Okay, very very good. So that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be tomorrow at like 1 p.m. Eastern time. So look out for that.
Yeah, so we good stuff. Who's on the Game S Mornings?
Game S Mornings will be Lucy tomorrow. We're getting Lucy back. I'm excited. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for the support, everybody. Seriously.
And sorry.
Very, very sorry.